All right, Jeremy, congratulations on your first win on Saturday night. You guys really fought there. 2 outs, bottom of 7-inning game, extra innings, bottom of the 8th. Good at bats, and then it ended up with Fred Lewis walking to drive in that final run.
Yeah, you never really you think of your first win. You're thinking of pitchers throwing shutouts and hitters are putting up plenty of runs, and and we played well. I loved how we played the entire series in that last game. We got down early, came back and tied the game, and they took the lead on just an aggressive base running play. And just when you think, like, man alive, what else is going to happen here? Guys dug deep with 2 outs, nobody on base, and we made some things happen. So, I'm very pleased on the effort of all the guys. We pulled together and got a win.
So has this been the identity so far of this team, the effort and the fight of this ball club?
Well, I am noticing that guys are not giving at-bats away. They're grinding out the game, regardless of the situation. We were down a few runs game 3, and battled back and made it respectable. So, as of right now, I think this identity of this team is, we're going to play all 27 outs, and that's all I can ask for.
Blue Crabs manager Jeremy Owens joining us. I have to ask you, how does it feel to pick up your first professional win as a manager?
Honestly, I'm not in for wins and losses. I am in to help these guys get better. I know we're going to win ball games. I know we're going to lose ball games. I'm just doing my best not to get in the middle of them. I want the guys to dictate that. It's great as a manager to get that first one out of the way. It really is. But, truly deep down, I just want to help these guys get to that next level they're looking for.
Blue Crabs manager Jeremy Owens joining us. What are these 2 off days that we've had, Sunday and Monday, do for your ball club?
Well, we definitely get our pitching back. Some needed rest. We got stretched a little thin, but and we had a good practice yesterday. I'm really happy on how things went in practice yesterday. We got a lot of swings in. Guys showed up to work, and I think this rest, getting a little test run maybe. Think of, hey, you got a good little test run, and now we can start hitting this season, and we don't have to worry about back-to-back days off for a while. So, the well-needed rest, and I think this is going to get guys to get on and get ready to go.
Last year, the Blue Crabs were 12-12 against Bridgeport. The year before that, finished with an under 500 record. You've been here the last 2 years as the hitting coach. What do you see that has been the issue as to why Bridgeport has had the Blue Crabs number?
Well, they're an aggressive team. Mm-hmm. They don't wait. They don't. In years past, they're just a super aggressive team. And I think when you play aggressive teams, pitching staffs maybe tend to not. They try not to be too perfect in the zone, and then you end up walking a lot of guys. So I bet you if you go back, I bet you we walked a bunch too. So I think as long as our pitching staff just stays, just do what they do. It seems so simple, but just throw strikes and let our defense do the work. I think good things can happen.
All right, well, Jeremy, thank you. Tomorrow, doubleheader, of course, and then the real grind starts with you guys on the road.
Yes, we're going to build up some momentum to take on the road with us, and we'll see how it plays out. I appreciate you.
All right, good luck.
Thanks, Jim.
And, of course, as always, our thanks to Blue Crabs manager Jeremy Owens for joining us on Owens Points of View. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups. And the first pitch is coming up between the Bridgeport Bluefish and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Game 1 of a 3-game series. It is coming up next, right here on Blue Crabs on Deck on the Blue Crabs Baseball Network, presented by Legal ID Shield.
Legal issues can mean trouble for anyone. No matter how much money you have, Legal Shield can help with a range of legal services. Legal Shield believes in educating and serving their members to improve their lives. Legal Shield partners with providing law firms across the United States and 4 provinces in Canada to help you with any issue you can think of. For more information, contact Marcellus and Jeanette Boweir at 571-337-3588 or log on to www.legalshieldassociate.com/BoweirMJ.
This is Brian Burris. Thanks for listening to Blue Crabs Baseball. Now back to the game.
Welcome back inside Regency Furniture Stadium. I'm Jim Taraboka. Great to talk to you all again. Good evening. The Bridgeport Bluefish are in town to take on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs for a quick 3-game set in 2 days. Game 1 tonight, Game 2 and 3 tomorrow in 2 7-inning games. It will be a doubleheader tomorrow. First ball game is beginning at 10:35 in the morning. Tonight's game, though, marks the first of 20 matchups between the two clubs here in 2016. Blue Crabs, of course, pulling off their first win of the season on Saturday night in Game 2 of a doubleheader, pushing the tying run across via the balk and the winning run across on a wild pitch. The Bluefish, meanwhile, salvaged their series, winning on Sunday 13-5, banging out 17 hits in the process on their way to their first win of the season as well. Both teams come in with a 1-3 record. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Legal ID Shield. First for the Bridgeport Bluefish, in with a record of 1-3 overall. Ruben Sosa Jr., the left fielder, will lead things off. Fendi Chavez, the center fielder, is batting second. Dan Johnson bats third. He's playing first base. Cleaning up tonight, Jose Cuevas is the designated hitter. Luis Rodriguez, the second baseman, bats fifth. Josh Vitters, the third baseman, is batting sixth. Luis Domromo, the right fielder, is batting seventh. Rafael Lopez, the catcher, is batting eighth, and Luis Hernandez is batting ninth. He is the shortstop. For the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, 1-3 on the year. Gary Brown, the center fielder, is leading things off. Steve Lombardozzi is the shortstop, and he is batting second. Zach Wilson, the DH, is batting third. Drove in his first run of the ball game of the season on Saturday night. Fred Lewis is cleaning up, batting fourth, and he is playing left field. Michael Snyder bats fifth. He's the first baseman. Bryant Nelson is batting sixth, and he is playing second base. Jamar Walton bats seventh, playing right field tonight. Adrian Martinez is the eighth place hitter. He is catching, and Eric Garcia, the third baseman, is batting ninth. Tonight's pitching matchup has the right-hander Sean Garceau throwing for Southern Maryland, making his first start here in 2016. He's 5-6 with a 4.72 ERA in 14 games and 13 starts last year. 2-1 with a 3.14 ERA in 8 games and 6 starts against the Bluefish in his career. Mike Antonini, the left-hander, is on the mound for Bridgeport. 0-1 in his first start. A 1.93 ERA, went 4 2/3, allowing 3 runs on 2 hits, walking 4 and striking out 3 back on opening night against Sugar Land. He's made 1 start in his career against Southern Maryland. That was back on June 5th of last year at Harbor Yard. He won a complete game that night, striking out 6. We'll step aside, and when we get back, we will have the first pitch for you as we get you set between the ball game tonight between the Bridgeport Bluefish and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey, Blue Crabs fans, this is Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, telling you about some upcoming promotions here at Regency Furniture Stadium. On June 1st, come out and see your Blue Crabs take on the Somerset Patriots and enjoy Coors Light Can Do Wednesday, where from 5:30 until the middle of the 5th inning, get $3 Coors Lights out in our picnic pavilion, as well as enjoy live music before the game. On June 2nd, the Crabs will take on the Somerset Patriots again with a special 12:05 start time for Business Persons Appreciation Day. Come on out and cheer on your Blue Crabs, and welcome to Crustacean Nation, USA.
Nearly 10 million Americans have their identities stolen each year. ID Shield prevents you from becoming just another statistic. For more information, contact Marcellus and Jeanette Boulware at 571-337-3588 or log on to LegalShieldAssociate.com/BulwareMJ. That is LegalShieldAssociate.com/BulwareMJ. Let's give you a look at tonight's Regency Furniture Stadium field dimensions. It's 310 down the left field line, 325 to the triangular corner down the right field line, 375 to the alleyway in left center, 385 to the alleyway in right center with a slight indent, 405 from home plate to the 12-foot high fence covered by dark green tarp at straightaway center field. Other features of this ballpark include the Mini Monster painted in green in left field with a manual scoreboard painted in white right in the center. The big video board hovering behind the mini grass hill in right center field. As always, beautiful green grass in the infield and the outfield, and the dirt landing strip from the mound to the home plate area. The maroon gravel warning track, of course, surrounding the outer edge of the playing surface with the Blue Crabs logo directly behind the home plate area. Great job, as always, by our grounds crew in getting this field prepared. Tonight's umpiring crew is as follows. Matthew Beaver is behind the plate tonight. Tony DiChiara is the first base umpire, and Atlantic League newcomer Eric Solfaro is the third base umpire. The umpires, of course, tonight wearing the black shirts with the gray pants and the black caps with the capital letters colored in white, ALPB. Matthew Beaver, Tony DiChiara, and Eric Solfaro. Tonight's weather report, a mix of sun and clouds. It's a pretty nice night, 85 degrees. It is a little bit humid, 18% humidity, and winds to the northeast, 4 miles per hour, blowing out to straightaway center field. The wind is blowing out to straightaway center field, as evident by the flag on the flagpole. That is blowing right now, that flag, beyond the ballpark wall in right center field. But it is a pretty nice night for baseball. It's very hot earlier. The temperature has cooled down a little bit, but it is still pretty hot, 85 degrees, and tomorrow it's expected actually to drop to as low as 55 from what I've heard. So thanks for being with us here tonight. Game one of a three-game series. These two teams will play a doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch, 10:35. We will be on the air with you about 10 minutes or so before the first pitch. And then we've got two 7-inning ball games. A doubleheader tomorrow. It'll be the second doubleheader that the Blue Crabs are playing here in this, their first homestand. 10:35 tomorrow, and then the second game will start approximately 30 minutes or so after the completion of the first game. This game one here tonight. We are just moments away from first pitch as the Blue Crabs are just about ready to take the field. The right-handed pitcher, Sean Garceau, is on the mound tonight against the left-hander, Mike Antonini. He's on the mound for Bridgeport. Anthony last year pitching a complete game, 7 innings. That was game one of a doubleheader in Bridgeport. Pitched very well, striking out 6 that night, and left the Blue Crabs offense stifled. Meanwhile, for Garceau last year, and we'll talk about it throughout the game, 5-6, a 4.72 ERA in 14 games and 13 starts. He left for a little bit during the summer to pitch in Taiwan. Then he re-signed with Southern Maryland coming back. And after he came back, he just wasn't the same. He seemed to struggle. He lost his control. His fastball certainly didn't have the velocity that we were used to with Sean Garceau last year. And in fact, Garceau did not pitch at all in the playoffs. They just couldn't. Blue Crabs could not find a spot for him in the rotation because of the guys that were pitching so well, and he never got that chance to come out of the bullpen. So Garceau started the year last year pretty good, up and down, but showed that potential that he had in 2014 when he was very successful that year with an all-star experience. But ever since then, he left from Taiwan and left for Taiwan, came back, and did not pitch well in the second half. Now, Mike Antonini on the other side, 0-1. Of course, that loss coming back on opening night on April 21st against Sugar Land, 4 2/3 that night, allowing 3 runs on 2 hits. So it really wasn't the hits that hurt him. It was more of the walks, 4 walks as compared to 3 strikeouts. Blue Crabs are just about ready to take the field here tonight. We'll have the national anthem for you. Here they come right now. The Blue Crabs making their way out to their respective positions. And we will send it down to field level. We've got our national anthem. First pitch is coming up.
Fans, please remain standing and welcome Latrice Carr as she honors America with singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gladly streamed, and the Romans that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network is presented by Legal ID Shield. Now it's time for Blue Crabs Baseball.
Introduce tonight's play ball game. Ron.
Blue Crabs have taken the field wearing the blue jerseys, navy blue front, navy blue back, white pads, navy blue caps, navy blue rims, positioned in the third base side dugouts, managed by Jeremy Owens in his first season with Southern Maryland. Over on the other side, the Bluefish wearing the gray jerseys, gray pants with baby blue lettering across the chest, navy blue numbers on the backs. They're wearing the navy blue caps tonight, and they are positioned in the first base side dugout, managed by Luis Al Rodriguez, who last year was a player coach. Blue Crabs tonight looking to win their second game of the season. And on the other side for the Bluefish, they're looking to continue their momentum from their 13-5 win against Sugarland on Sunday. We're just about ready for the first pitch here tonight between the Bridgeport Bluefish and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. Ruben Sosa Jr. will start things. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the right-hander, Sean Garceau. Defensively for the Blue Crabs, Fred Lewis is in left, Gary Brown in center, Jamar Walton is in right, Eric Garcia is at third, Steve Lombardozzi is at short. Garceau ready to work. Here's the windup and the pitch. Fastball outside for ball one. First pitch, 7:07 here tonight at Regency Furniture Stadium. Nelson is at second base, Snyder is at first, Martinez behind the plate, Garceau deep. Change up, a strike over the outside corner. And it's 1-1 strike. That is the Blue Crabs defense here this evening. Snyder playing first base, 1-1. Inside low. And it's 2-1 strike. That's really the only other change from Sunday that we have. Garcia at third base, even with the bag. The kick and the pitch. Fastball runs off the outside corner. And it's 3-1 strike. Garceau with a curveball, a changeup, and a fastball. 3-pitch repertoire. Ruben Sosa Jr., 333, a home run, 3 RBIs in the early going. 3-1 in there for a strike with a fastball catching the outside corner. And the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Andy Chavez next, Dan Johnson in the hole. Garceau middle of the rubber, into the wind, the 3-2. Swing and a fly ball, shallow along the left field line. Lewis racing in. Fred sliding feet first, unable to make the plays. He kicks up chalk in fair territory. Sosa with good speed into second base standing with a leadoff double. Good effort by Fred. He was the only guy who had a shot at it. Garcia went back from third, Lombardozzi from short, but it was Lewis's baseball to take charge on. Exactly what Fred did, but he couldn't make the glove side sliding catch. A leadoff double and a good start for Bridgeport offensively as Andy Chavez will come to the plates. Chavez, the center fielder, off to a little bit of a slow start for Bridgeport this year, hitting at just .214. Chavez, left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. High and outside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Scoreless game here, infant stages of the top of the first. Wind blowing out to center field. Lights on. Some clouds. Some blue sky up above. The 1-0. Fastball darts low. And now it's 2 balls and no strikes. And a good effort by Fred Lewis in left field. Jeremy Owens telling me before the game on Owens' point of view, these guys really play hard for all 9 innings. And that's exactly really what he wants. Just to play as hard as you can for 9 innings. The 2-0. Swinging a ball hooked in the air. Foul off first. Snyder stepping into foul territory onto the track. He's got room. And he makes a one-hand catch. So Chavez fouling out, and Dan Johnson will come to the plate.
Next up, number 26.
Looking at this Bridgeport lineup, they've got a pretty good balance here. Left-handed, right-handed hitters on any given night. And they've got former major leaguers in their lineup as well that could really hit. Dan Johnson being one of them. First baseman, batting third. Left-handed hitter. Slightly open stance. Garceau, middle of the rubber, sets, belt high, checks the runner at second. 1 out, the pitch. Outside and high for ball 1. A fastball that time from Garceau. Sosa with that leadoff double. He's in scoring position. 1 out, scoreless, top of the first. Lombardozzi shaded slightly towards the middle. Check of the runner. Once now, twice from Garceau. Now he spins and throws to second. And Sosa diving back in head first safely. Ahead of that nonchalant tag by the shortstop, Steve Lombardozzi. Garceau's first start here in 2016, his 64th career Atlantic League start, and his 107th career game. From the belt, check of the runner. Now the pitch. Breaking ball. Drops in. A called strike. Right at the knees on the outside half. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count to Dan Johnson. Jose Cuevas, the designated hitter who is on fire with the bat. He is on deck. Outfielders shade a smidge towards right center. Now a check of the runner. The 1-1. Fastball runs high and outside. And the one thing with Sean Garceau, and I mentioned it in the pregame, struggled last year in the second half after returning from Taiwan. One of the issues was that he at times struggled to throw strikes. And he failed to get ahead of hitters, something that he did so well in 2014 when he was an all-star. 2 balls and a strike. 1 out, no score. We're in the top of the first. Garceau checks the runner twice. The pitch. Bender, left up. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Garceau 2-1, a 3.14 ERA in his career against the Bluefish. The 3-1. Swing and a high drive, deep right field. Walton racing back. He turns, looks. That ball is gone. Onto the grass hill in right field. A 2-run shot for Dan Johnson, who came into the game hitting at just 176 with 3 RBIs. He's got his first home run of the year. RBIs number 4 and 5. And it's 2-0 Bridgeport right out of the gate here in the top of the first. Johnson got a fastball right over the inner half of the plate, and he didn't miss. Here's Jose Cuevas. Cuevas, right-handed batter. Nobody on base. The DH. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball to short. Moving to his left, Lombardozzi. He collects near the bag and tosses to first. And the hot-hitting Jose Cuevas, who going into that at-bat, 7 for 10 on the year with 3 RBIs. He is retired for out number 2. And Luis Rodriguez will come to the plate. 2 outs. The bases are empty. 2-0 Bridgeport on the 2-run home run by Dan Johnson. Rodriguez off to a slow start. Second baseman hitting at just 100. 1 for 10 with 3 RBIs. As the first offering, a changeup, misses low. And that's ball 1. Luis on Rodriguez, switch hitter batting left. His manager, Luis Al Rodriguez. The pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. An awkward swing at that from Rodriguez. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Luis, 5'9", 190 pounds. 35 years of age from Venezuela. 1-1. Bender breaks low. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Pretty good crowd on hand here on this Tuesday evening at Regency Furniture Stadium. 2 outs. Dan Johnson responsible for the 2 runs for Bridgeport. A 2-run shot over the wall and right. 2-1. Swing and a fly ball into left center field. Brown jogs over into the gap, and Gary, the center fielder, makes the catch, and that retires the side. The aforementioned Dan Johnson, though, with the 2-run home run, giving the early lead to the Bluefish. Blue Crabs coming to bat, bottom of the first. 2-0 Bridgeport on the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. Hey, Blue Crabs fans, come out to the ballpark June 14th for Hearing Professionals Silver Sluggers Night. On June 15th against the Bridgeport Bluefish, join us for Coors Light Can Do Wednesday. $3 Coors Light beers from 5:30 to the middle of the 5th inning. For more information, call 301-638-9788 or log on to somdbluecrabs.com.
This is Darryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball on the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Nothing Bridgeport. Moving on to the last of the first. Bluefish have taken the field. Here's how they line up defensively. Ruben Sosa Jr. is in left. Andy Chavez is playing center field. Luis Domo Romo is playing right. Josh Vitters is the third baseman. Luis Hernandez is the shortstop. Luis Rodriguez is the second baseman. Dan Johnson is playing first. Rafael Lopez is behind the plate, and on the mound is the left-hander Mike Antonini. Mike got the start against Sugar Land on the 21st, back on opening night against the Sugar Land Skeeters. 4 2/3 that night. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, allowed 3 runs on just 2 hits. He will face Brown, Lombardozzi, and Wilson. Gary Brown, the center fielder, digs in right side. Off to a little bit of a slow start. The wind, the pitch. Fastball upstairs. Brown hitting at just 200 to begin 2016. The wind, the 1-0. Swing and a pop-up on the infield right side, right at the first base position. Johnson waits and puts it away with a 2-hand grab. 1 out for Steve Lombardozzi. Blue Crabs offense struggling here in the early going. Through 4 games, They're hitting just .218 as a team. The one thing that kind of scares you a little bit, 27 strikeouts as compared to just 8 walks. The pitch to Lombardozzi, a fastball, up and away for ball 1. Steve, switch hitter, batting right, hitting a team best .333 with 2 RBIs. The kick in the 1-0. In for a strike. Ran it into the knees, a fastball, and it's 1-1. 1 gone, 2-0 Bluefish on the Dan Johnson 2-run home run in the top half of the inning. Antonini winds up the 1-1. Fastball runs off the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Zach Wilson is the next scheduled hitter. Outfielders play straight away, with the exception of Sosa Jr. in left. The 2-1. Fastball outside. Lombardozzi thought about offering. And a good hitter's count for Steve, 3-1. Antonini, middle of the rubber. Lefty kicks and deals. Swinging a hot shot right through the hole on the left side between Vitters and Hernandez. Into left field, a base hit. Blue Crabs with their first hit of the game. And now it's the DH, Zach Wilson, with the Blue Crabs down 2-0. Zach, the tying run. 1 for 16 with an RBI. He drove in the go-ahead RBI in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Saturday against the Barnstormers. In fact, that time he broke out of an 0 for 15 slump to begin the year. Here's the set at the belt. The pitch on the way. In for a strike over the outside corner. Wilson's a guy you stick with in the number 3 spot, though. And I say that because last year his success, especially in the second half, 67 hits rather, over the last 43 days of his season. 0-1. Tapped right in front of the plate. Barehanded by Lopez. Fires to second one. The turn on to first. Out at first. What a play by Rodriguez, the second baseman, catching it, quickly delivering to first, and that's a double play. 2 for 3 as it goes down in the book. And the Blue Crabs are finished here in the bottom half of the first inning. Nobody left on. We head to the top half of the second. Bridgeport 2 and Southern Maryland nothing on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
ID Shield, a division of Legal Shield, continues the mission of providing identity protection to more than 1 million people in 50 states and 4 Canadian provinces. Teamed with Crow, no other company combines the expertise of the most knowledgeable identity protection specialists in the industry. The team of dedicated individuals does whatever it takes for as long as it takes to keep you and your family safe. For more information, log on to www.legalshieldassociate.com/BowareMJ or contact Marcellus and Jeanette Boware at 571-337-3588.
Moving on to the top half of the second inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Southern Maryland down 2-0 to Bridgeport for the Bluefish. 2 runs on a 2-run home run by Dan Johnson off the right-hander Sean Garceau. In the top half of the first inning, as Sean finishes up his warm-up tosses for the Bluefish, it'll be 6, 7, 8 in the order. Vitters, Domo Romo, and Lopez. Vitters, right-handed hitting third baseman, walks to the plate, hitting at .231 on the season with a home run and an RBI. June Taraboka tonight on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. Garceau in the middle of the rubber, turns, kicks, and fires. Fastball low inside, and that's ball 1. Vitters 0 for 5 on Sunday. That was a day where the Bluefish banged out 17 hits. 1-0. Low. Another fastball. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Bitters' his 9th professional season. First season in the Atlantic League. Not wearing any batting gloves. Straightaway stance. 2-0. Swing and a fly ball into left. Medium depth. Lewis moving over a couple of steps to his right. And he makes a one-hand catch. Here's Luis Domo Romo. 2-0 Bridgeport. Garceau 6'1", 215 pounds, 28 years of age. He's from West Palm Beach, Florida. Domo Romo, left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Low and away with a fastball. Domo Romo. It is spelled exactly the way you would say it. D-O-M-O-R-O-M-O. Domo Romo. 1-0. Taken for a called strike, clipping the outside corner. On the out-of-town scoreboard tonight, top of the 4th, the Bees and the Ducks in New Britain are tied at 1. Bees and the Ducks off to a slow start. Both teams 1-4. 1-1 swing and a looper. Out to shallow left. Lewis froze. Now he sprints in, slows down, and makes a 2-hand chest-high catch. 2 flyouts to Fred Lewis at left. Nobody on base. 2-0 Bluefish. We're in the top of the 2nd. And now Rafael Lopez will stand in. Lopez, left-handed batter. 250 average. 2 runs batted in. Bluefish on Sunday, 17 hits, pushing across 13 runs. First offering, in for a strike with a fastball at the knees. They beat the Skeeters in Sugar Land 13-5. The kick and the pitch. In for a strike with a changeup, catching the outside edge. And it's 0-2. Barnstormers and Skeeters play later tonight. Bottom first in Somerset. Patriots a 1-0 lead over the Revolution. 0-2. Breaking ball in there. Strike 3 called at the knees. And for Sean Garceau, that is strikeout number 1. Good pitch by Garceau and a good recovery inning after giving up 2 runs in the top half of the first. Blue Crabs coming to bat. Bottom half of the 2nd. Bluefish up 2-0 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey Blue Crabs fans, this is Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, telling you about the upcoming promotions for June 10th through June 11th. On June 10th, when the Blue Crabs take on the Long Island Ducks, enjoy Salute the Troops, presented by Chick-fil-A of Charles County and the St. Charles Companies. Bring your military ID and receive free admission into the ballpark. On June 11th, SAIC will be presenting Veterans Appreciation Night, including a hat giveaway for the first 1,000 fans and a firework extravaganza presented by SAIC after the conclusion of the 7th inning. On June 12th, the Blue Crabs continue to take on the Long Island Ducks for Little League Day, John Hanson Middle School Spirit Day, and a pregame autograph session, as well as kids playing free in Pinch's Playground and kids post-game run the bases.
Last of the 2nd inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Blue Crabs down 2-0. Bluefish 2 runs in the top half of the 1st inning on Dan Johnson's 2-run home run. They were set down in order 1-2-3 by Mike Antonini, the left-hander, who is finishing up his warm-up tosses. 4-5-6 coming to the plate for the Blue Crabs. It'll be Fred Lewis, Michael Snyder, and Bryant Nelson on what is a very nice and comfortable evening here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Lights are on, wind blowing out to center field. It was 85 degrees at first pitch. Tomorrow, it's expected to get as low as 55 degrees. How about that for a temperature drop? Lewis 3 for 10 with a home run back over the weekend against Lancaster and 2 runs driven in. Fred, a left-handed batter, comes to the plate to a nice ovation. He will face the 30-year-old left-hander Mike Antonini. Mike from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, 6'1", 210 pounds. Fred taking his time getting into the batter's box. Open stance left side. Hands even with the back left shoulder, waving the bat behind his helmet. The pitch. And Lewis looks it over. A fastball strike in there at the knees. Antonini with a fastball at around 88 to 90 miles per hour. He also has a changeup and a sweeping slider. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Lewis down to his back left knee with that swing right there, trying to uncork another home run, it appears. That home run that he hit over the weekend over the wall in right. Right down that right field line. 0-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball over the outside edge. And for Antonini, that is strikeout number 1.
Next up, first baseman.
Lewis down on 3 pitches. Here comes the first baseman, Michael Snyder. 2-0 Bluefish. Last of the second inning. Snyder hitting at 286 with a home run and 2 RBIs. The wind, the pitch. Swing and a fly ball hit pretty well to left center field. Chavez racing back, turns, looks, and it's gone. Michael Snyder. A solo home run. He homered to tie the game at 2 in the first inning on Sunday. And Snyder with a solo shot right here over the wall in left center field. His second homer of the year, RBI number 3. Blue Crabs on the board, it's 2-1.
Tonight, wearing number 42, second baseman
Bryant Nelson will come to the plate. Nelson with an RBI on the year, switch hitting second baseman. He'll bat from the right side against left-hander Antonini. Overall, a .250 batting average. Here's the windup and the pitch. Outside and high, a fastball. And that's ball 1. Nelson, 42 years of age. Wearing the number 42 tonight, 1-0. Looks at a fastball high. And now it's 2 balls and no strikes. Looked like Antonini tried to quick pitch Bryant, and he was having none of it. Antonini works in the middle of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Quickly, it's 3-0 with Jamar Walton waiting on deck. A shot by Michael Snyder, putting the Blue Crabs on the board. It's 2-1. 3-0. Nelson takes all the way. A called strike down the heart of the plate with a fastball. And now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. A fastball that Snyder got to hit, and he didn't miss. The pitch. Wave and a miss. A changeup. Good pitch at that. From Antonini. That had Nelson out in front. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We've yet to really see that sweeping slider from Antonini. Kicks and delivers, 3-2. In there, strike 3 called. Over the outside corner, a fastball. Nelson thought it was ball 4. He started to break towards first. Second strikeout of the inning for Mike Antonini.
number 6, Jamar Walton.
And Jamar Walton will step in. Walton, the right fielder, 3 for 10 here in the early going. 2 outs, nobody on base. 2-1 is our score. Bridgeport out in front. Home runs on either side responsible for the runs tonight. The pitch. Walton swings and pulls it on the ground foul up the first base side off the dugout fencing. Antonini drafted by the Phillies in the 41st round of the 06 draft. Did not sign with Philadelphia. And then again, he was drafted in the 18th round by the Mets the very next year in the 07 draft. Here's a swing and a line drive to right. That falls down from Domo Romo for a base hit. Luis playing it on 1 bounce. And the Blue Crabs now have 3 hits here in the game.
Your catcher, number 19,
Adrian Martinez will stand in. I mentioned with Southern Maryland a .218 batting average as a team in 4 games coming in. Off to a good start offensively. They've got 3 hits, including a home run by Michael Snyder here in the inning. 2-1 Bluefish. Last of the second, Martinez right-handed hitter. From the belt. Check of the runner, now the pitch. High and away with a fastball. Obviously, you would expect Eric Garcia will, rather I should say Angel Flores will be playing tomorrow. Probably catching in game 1 or 2. Probably game 1, and then game 2 will belong to Martinez. 1-0. In for a strike over the inside corner. Martinez 1 out of 4 with an RBI through 4 games. Signed late out of spring training. 2 outs. The lead by Walton at first. Check of the runner. The 1-1. In the dirt. Scooped on the backhand by Lopez. Walton staying put at first base. By the way, the Blue Crabs have just 2 stolen bases as a team this year. Jamar Walton does not have any. The only guys that have the stolen bases are Lombardozzi and Brown. Now a throw over by Antonini, and Walton nonchalantly back in, safely standing. 2 outs, 2-1 Bluefish. Bottom of the frame here in the second inning. And that's the one thing I talked about over the weekend. If you're the Blue Crabs here and you get guys on base, why not try to run a little bit more? Here's the set. The kick and the pitch. Swung on, cue shot, roller foul to the backstop. And the count levels to 2 balls and 2 strikes. You got guys in this lineup who have very good speed. I mean, I'm looking at their lineup right now. I can pick out about 6 guys who either have speed or are good base runners. So why not have them run, put on the steal sign, and let them go? Or, if they're a veteran and a good base runner, give them the green light. Antonini pausing at the belts. The 2-2. Off the plate away. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with Eric Garcia taking his practice cuts in the on-deck circle on the third base side. He will hit next for Southern Maryland if Martinez were to reach. Walton off first. He'll have a head start. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaks for second. The pitch. Swung on, fouled away. Back over the screen and right over our heads. So we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Martinez has put together some good at-bats here in the early going. He's also played pretty well defensively behind the plate. Antonini sets. Walton breaks for second. The pitch and a swing and a fly ball lifted in the air to shallow right center. Chavez, Domo Romo sprinting in. It falls down between them in the gap for a hit. Walton into third base, takes a turn. He's held up by Jeremy Owens. That's back-to-back singles, and they're at the corners for the Blue Crabs with 2 outs here in the last of the second. And Southern Maryland with 4 hits here in the game. And now Eric Garcia, looking for his first hit of the season, will stand in. Chavez with a lot of speed in center field. That was probably his ball to take charge on, but it fell really, really quickly to the grass. And Chavez nor Domo Romo were able to make the catch. Domo Romo is pretty deep in right. Garcia, left-handed batter. The third baseman. Antonini set to the belt. Blue Crabs down 2-1. The pitch. Up high. And that's ball 1. Garcia last year in the Braves organization at AA Mississippi. Still looking for his first hit. From the belt. 2 outs, 1-0. Up high with a fastball. It's 2-0 to Garcia, who's in his 5th professional season. This is his first year here in the Atlantic League. Outfielders shading slightly towards left center. Runners their leads off first and third, 2-0. Swinging a foul back into the screen. Good cut by Garcia on that fastball. And now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. A home run by Snyder here in the inning. That put the Blue Crabs on the board. That came with 1 out. Blue Crabs down 2-1. 2 out hits by Walton and Martinez. Runners at first and third. The 2-1. Swinging a broken ground ball to first. Easy play for Johnson, scooping it behind the cut of the grass. And Dan takes it to the base himself for the unassisted putouts. Blue Crabs leaving runners at the corners. They do get on the board with a Michael Snyder solo home run over the wall in left center. At the end of 2 innings of play, Bridgeport 2 and the Blue Crabs 1. On the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Crabs fans. Is your brand, business, or organization looking to increase exposure and gain new and diverse consumers in this Southern Maryland market? Look no further than the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and Regency Furniture Stadium. Our business partners are afforded unparalleled access to our consumer base of fans from attractive and potentially lucrative demographics with disposable income. Call today at 301-374-1133 for more information or to set up a consultation.
This is Scott Main, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Third inning of work for Sean Garceau. Bluefish with a 2-1 lead. Top half of the third inning. 2 runs, 2 hits for Bridgeport. 1 run on 4 hits for the Blue Crabs, who stranded runners at the corners. In the bottom half of the second, that included the tying run. Garceau done warming up. He will face 9-1-2 in the order. Luis Hernandez, Ruben Sosa Jr., and Andy Chavez. Luis Hernandez, a switch hitter. He'll bat from the left side. He's from Venezuela, 5'10", 190-pounder. Last year with Salt Lake, the Angels organization. That's their AAA affiliate. He's hitting at just 188 with an RBI on the year. So Sean Garceau has allowed 2 hits, ready to work. Here's the pitch. A little bit high, a fastball missing, and it's 1-0. Garcia even with the bag at third. Garceau turns on the rubber, delivers home. Swung on, fouled back over the screen. That's out of play. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. This Bridgeport roster on paper shows a lot of potential to be successful this year. They've got 11 former major leaguers on this roster. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good changeup. Garceau pulls the string, 1-2. Last year, a very up and down year for Bridgeport. In the first half, struggled mightily. Second half, came out of the gate playing well, but just couldn't get over the hump. 1-2 breaking ball left up. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Remember, they're in a tough division, too, in the Liberty over there, with Long Island and Somerset, who are perennial winners every year. The 2-2. Fastball runs high and outside. Full count. 2-1 Bridgeport. Top half of the third. Hernandez looking to work his way on. Wind blowing out to center field as Garceau turns on the rubber, kicks, delivers home. A little bit low with a fastball, and that's ball 4. First walk issued by Sean Garceau here tonight, back to the top of the order. And Ruben Sosa Jr. will dig in. He doubled to start the game and later scored on Dan Johnson's 2-run home run. Sosa, switch hitter, batting left. Garcia is just behind the cut of the grass at third, guarding in case of a bunt. Garceau delivers home. And squaring to bunt is Sosa Jr. bunting into foul territory. The dive and the play is made on the grass by Michael Snyder. Sosa Jr. popping up the bunt. Snyder quickly into foul territory just in front of the coach's box, making the catch. Nicely done. Good efforts. And now Andy Chavez will come to the plate. Chavez fouling out to the first baseman Snyder, his first time. So Bridgeport trying to get a runner into scoring position. Hernandez with that leadoff walk. He's got good speed over there. As Chavez, left-handed batter, climbs in. Hernandez looking for his first stolen base of the year, by the way. Here's the pitch, not running. And a fastball is in at the knees. A called strike one. 2-1 Bluefish. We're in the top half of inning number 3. So with the red glove set to the belt. Now the 0-1. Hernandez breaks for second. The pitch is high, and Martinez drops the baseball in the transfer. No throw. Hernandez sliding in feet first safely, and he works his way into scoring position. A stolen base for Luis. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Andy Chavez. Bridgeport up 2-1, looking to push another run across. The pitch. Swinging a foul off to the left and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the former major leaguer, Andy Chavez, best known for what is called the catch, leaping up against the wall, playing left field for the Mets in that NLCS series against the Cardinals in 06. 1-2 swing and a grounder pulled foul outside of first. That was a heck of a catch, too, by Chavez. He's always been known as a very good defensive player. Offensively, kind of up in the air, but you can always count on him because of his athleticism and how he takes routes to the baseball in the outfield. You can always count on his defensive play. The 1-2. Fastball darts low and inside as Chavez skips rope with his back left foot. The count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2-1 Bridgeport. We're in the top of the 3rd. Hernandez the leadoff walk, and he stole second base. Here's the set position by Garceau, checking the runner twice. The 2-2. Breaking ball, fouled back over the screen, and out of play. The on-deck hitter is Dan Johnson. He homered back in the top of the 1st to give Bridgeport the early lead. A good at-bat here by Andy Chavez. This is the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Check of the runner from the stretch. Now the pitch. Swinging a bouncer to second. Shuffling to his right, Nelson collects the hop at the chest, tosses to first, and up to third goes Hernandez. He's 90 feet away with 2 outs for Dan Johnson.
Number 26, Dan Johnson.
Johnson with that 2-run home run over the wall in right field onto the grass hill. Back in the top of the 1st, 2-1 Bridgeport. Dan Johnson, left-handed batter. That was his first home run of the season. The pitch. In the dirt, smothered by Martinez between his legs as Hernandez stays put at third base. Bridgeport coming in at .267 batting average as a team. Right there in the middle of the pack in the Atlantic League. Outfielder shading towards the right center field gap. Now the 1-0. Fastball in there. A called strike, clipping the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike is the count to Dan Johnson. The pitch. In the dirt, kicks by Martinez and rolls all the way to the backstop. Hernandez will jog home and score easily from third. And it's now 3-1 Bridgeport as they push that run across from third. So Hernandez with that leadoff walk stole second, advanced to third on the ground out by Chavez. And on that wild pitch by Garceau, he scores. And again, I mentioned that he jogged home. That's exactly what he did because he knew Martinez was not getting to that baseball. The pitch. Swinging a looper to shallow center. Lombardozzi back from short. It sails over his head and drops down onto the grass for a base hit.
Next up, number 13.
A 2-out hit for Bridgeport. And Jose Cuevas will come to the plate. Dan Johnson, by the way, is 2 for 2 here in the ball game. Bridgeport with 3 hits in the game. Cuevas, the DH, he grounded out to short his first time. Right-handed batter. The pitch on the way. Cut on, a foul tip into the catching mitt of Martinez. And it's 0-1 to Cuevas, Jose, I mentioned in his first at bat, off to a hot start, now 7 for 11, including his 0 for 1 here tonight. 4 hits, drove in 3 in Sunday's win against Sugar Land. Next offering is a broken bat bouncer back to Garceau. He gloves it easily and tosses on to first, and the inning is over. A run on a walk, a stolen base, a wild pitch, 1 hit, 1 man left for Bridgeport. At the end of 2.5 innings of play, it is the Bridgeport Bluefish 3, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 1 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Since 2013, over 1 billion records have been compromised right here in our great nation. ID Shield's comprehensive identity protection service monitors for all signs of criminal activity and gives you all the resources you need to keep your identity secure from fraud. For just $9.95 per month, ID Shield provides unlimited consultation, complete monitoring, and a $5 million service guarantee. For more information, contact Marcellus and Jeanette Bower at 571-337-3588 or log on to www.legalshieldassociate.com/BowerMJ.
This is Scott Snodgrass, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Southern Maryland down 3-1 as we move on to the last of the third inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Blue Crabs with a run on 4 hits. Their run coming back at the bottom of the second on Michael Snyder's solo home run over the wall in left center field. Mike Antonini ready to begin inning number 3 on the mound. Top of the order, Gary Brown, Steve Lombardozzi, and Zach Wilson. Gary popped out to the first baseman, Dan Johnson, in his first plate appearance back in the first. Right-handed hitter digs in back of the batter's box as Antonini is ready to work. Tan glove right there at the chest. Turns, kicks, and fires. Brown squares to bunt, stabs at it, and bunts it foul right onto the grass behind the plates. And it's 0-1, a good idea by Gary, who again is off to a slow start this year. Came into the game hitting at just 200. Bitters just behind the bag at third. The 0-1 pitch. Brown squares again, pulls back on that fastball, and takes it up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Southern Maryland looking to win their second game of the season, coming in at 1-3. And this is the first of 20 matchups between these two clubs this year. 1-1. Brown squares, stabs at it, drops the bunt down, but it hits his leg, and Brown is ruled out. It hit his leg a quarter of the way to first down the line. And that's why the baseball deflected all the way out towards the mound on the grass. Home plate umpire Matthew Beaver making the call, and it's a good call. Brown has no arguments as he jogs back to the third base dugout. And with 1 out, Steve Lombardozzi will come to the plate. Lombardozzi with a single to left. Back in the first. 3-1 Bridgeport. Last of the third inning. Switch hitter batting right. The pitch. Steve takes a fastball low. And that's ball 1. Blue Crabs the last 2 years have struggled to pick up victories against this Bridgeport team. 1-0. Fastball in there. Called strike over the inside corner. Last year, the Blue Crabs and the Bluefish, both with 12 wins apiece. 1-1. Swinging a looper out behind short, heading back. Hernandez leaping up, and he makes a one-hand grab on the outfield grass about 10 feet or so near left center. Lombardozzi getting jammed. And with 2 outs, the Blue Crabs down 3-1. Zach Wilson will come to the plate to try to keep the inning alive. The last 2 years for Southern Maryland, they have really struggled against Bridgeport. 21-23 against the Bluefish. And they've lost game 1 of the season series in 3 out of the last 4 years. Here's the pitch to Wilson. Swung on and missed. Ahead of a changeup. Wilson grounding into a 2-4-3 double play back in the first. Antonini in the middle of the rubber. Turns, kicks, and fires. Swinging a line drive to straightaway center. Chavez racing back. Squares up to the plate. And he makes a 2-hand catch. 5 steps from the warning track as the Blue Crabs are down in order. 1-2-3. We are at the end of 3 innings of play. It is Bridgeport 3, Southern Maryland 1 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
ID Shield is the best way to protect your identity. If you become a victim of identity theft, ID Shield spends up to $5 million to do everything that it can to restore your identity. ID Shield is dedicated to your safety. Their identity specialists are focused on protecting you. They provide you with the services that walk you through all the steps to protect yourself. ID Shield monitors all of your personal information from social security numbers, credit cards, and bank accounts. ID Shield monitors everything from your passport, email, phone numbers, driver's license information, and much more. ID Shield is the only company that is partnered with Kroll, the worldwide leader in theft investigative services. ID Shield partner with Kroll protects the identities of more than 1 million people in 50 states and 4 Canadian provinces. For more information, call 571-337-3588 or log on to www.legalshieldassociate.com/BowareMJ.
This is Jeremy Owens, manager of the Blue Crabs. Thanks for listening to Blue Crab Baseball. Now back to the game.
Top half of the 4th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Bridgeport 3, Southern Maryland 1 on the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. Luis Rodriguez will start things. 5, 6, 7 in the order. Rodriguez, Vitters, and Domo Romo against Sean Garceau, who has allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. He's also walked a guy and has struck out 1. The wind, the pitch. In for a strike over the outer third. Rodriguez flying out to center his first time up. Switch hitter batting left. The 0-1. Breaking ball. Bounced foul, first base side, and it's 0-2 to Luis Rodriguez. His 19th season in professional baseball, his 2nd year in the Atlantic League, last year with the Bluefish. He's got that crouch stance, straight away left side. Outside target from Martinez. The 0-2. High and away with a fastball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 59 games last year for Rodriguez with Bridgeport. A .305 batting average with 19 RBIs and 21 runs scored. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. Second K for Sean Garceau. And with 1 out, Josh Vitters will stand in.
Next up, number 17, Josh Vitters.
Vitters flew out to left field. Back in the 2nd inning. 3-1 Bridgeport. We're in the top of the 4th. Bluefish with a 2-run home run from Dan Johnson in the top of the 1st. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball, pushed to second, moving to his left, and diving is Nelson. It's out of his range and into right field for a hit. Vitters goes the other way with that fastball in the outer half. And Bridgeport now with 4 hits of their own.
Number 16, Luis Domo Romo.
Here is Luis Domo Romo. Blue Crabs got on the board with a Michael Snyder home run in the bottom of the 2nd over the wall in left center field. And the Bluefish getting another run in the top of the 3rd as Hernandez scored on a wild pitch. Domo Romo flew out to left his first time. Garceau with a quick toss over to first, and back in safely standing is Vitters. Left-handed batting Domo Romo. 6'1", 215 pounds last year in the San Diego organization. at AA San Antonio. Garceau from the belt. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball drops off the plate away. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. 4 hits apiece for both of these clubs. Garceau sets, pausing at the belt. Bitters the lead off of first, not running, 1-0. Downstairs. The curveball missing. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the 6th inning at New Britain Stadium on the out-of-town scoreboard. The Ducks and the Bees still tied at 1. Revolution Patriots playing tonight in Somerset. Somerset with a 2-0 lead. Bottom half of the 3rd. 2-0. Swung on, lined in the left center field, peeling away from Brown. Racing over into the alleyway, reaching up, and he makes a one-hand catch in stride. Brown on the warning track making that grab. The relay toss comes in to Nelson, who lobs it over to first on one bounce. Snyder catches and doubles up. Josh Vitters, who thought it dropped down in the alleyway. Great catch by Gary Brown, about 3 feet from the wall. He was able to make that grab. A guy who has a lot of speed and runs great routes to baseball, and he doubles up Josh Vitters in the process. Half inning over. Moving on to the bottom of the 4th. It is Bridgeport 3 and Southern Maryland 1 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey Blue Crabs fans, it's Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, here to tell you about some upcoming promotions. On June 23rd, your Blue Crabs take on the York Revolution for Academic Achievement Night, presented by Educational Systems Federal Credit Union, as well as a fireworks extravaganza presented by PNC. On June 24th, it's Salute the Troop Night, presented by Chick-fil-A of Charles County and St. Charles Companies, as well as a Jersey Auction, presented by the University of Maryland Charles Regional Medical Center Foundation. And on June 25th, it's Capitals Night at the ballpark, with an appearance by legendary broadcaster Joe Beninati. For more information, call 301-638-9788 or visit www.somdbluecrabs.com.
This is Brian Burris. Thanks for listening to Blue Crabs Baseball. Now back to the game.
3-1 Bluefish moving on to the bottom half of the 4th inning as Mike Antonini finishes up his warm-up tosses. A hot night here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Lights are on. Dark sky up above. With each minute passing, wind blowing out to straightaway center field. It was 85 degrees at first pitch. Each team with 4 hits. Bluefish 2 runs in the first, 1 in the 3rd. Blue Crabs with their lone run. Back in the bottom half of the 2nd, it'll be Lewis, Snyder, and Nelson. Fred struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. Left-handed batting, Fred Lewis, playing left field here tonight. Bitters up even with the bag at 3rd. The wind, the pitch. Lewis swings and taps it on the ground to first. Johnson charging onto the grass. He scoops and flips underhand to Antonini covering. 3-1 on the putout. Lewis gone on 1 pitch. And Michael Snyder, who is responsible for the lone Blue Crabs run here tonight, a solo home run over the wall in left center, will climb in. Snyder with his 2nd home run and 3rd RBI of the season. Right-handed hitter. Bangs his black cleats off with the black bat. Antonini in the middle of the rubber, ready to work. The wind, the pitch. Downstairs in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to Snyder. 6'4", 240 pounds. He's from Centerville, Virginia. Drafted by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in the 23rd round of the 2012 draft out of Florida Southern College in Lakeland, Florida. 1 out, nobody on, 3-1 Bridgeport. The pitch. Downstairs with a fastball. And it's 2-0. Last year, Snyder spent the season at AA Arkansas in the Angels organization, playing in 47 games overall, a .234 batting average. The pitch. Up high, another fastball, and that misses. It's 3-0. He has shown some power here in Southern Maryland, but also in his professional baseball career. At High A Inland Empire in 2013, he actually hit a career-high 25 home runs and drove in 92. That was his best year in professional baseball statistically. 3-0, Snyder takes all the way. It's a called strike of the knees with the heater, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Snyder's 5th professional season. He was signed by Southern Maryland back on March 22nd. Good hitters count 3-1. The pitch on the way. Swinging a high drive. Deep left center field. Sosa going back. Turns. Looks. And that ball is gone. Michael Snyder 2 for 2 with 2 home runs here tonight. And it's 3-2 Bridgeport. Snyder with a lot of power. Snyder homered in his first at bat in the Blue Crabs' last game against Lancaster. And here tonight, he's 2 for 2 with a pair of home runs. The first one over the wall in left center. And now this one over the wall in left center, just to, from our vantage point, the right of the mini monster. Here's Bryant Nelson. 3-2 the pitch. Nelson swings and pops it up foul. Off first, back behind the bag. Johnson stutter steps onto the warning track in foul territory and drops the baseball as he's unable to make the over-the-shoulder, one-hand belt-high catch. And it's 0-1. So the Blue Crabs now with 5 hits in the game, down 3-2. Michael Snyder with home run number 3 here tonight. And RBI number 4. He's starting to pick it up here in 2016. Nelson struck out looking his first time. The next offering, tapped foul right at the plates. And it's quickly 0-2 to Nelson with Jamar Walton on deck, 1 out. We're in the last of the 4th inning. Here's the windup and the 1-2. Swing and a miss. A changeup from Antonini. And down goes Nelson for the second time here tonight. And the 3rd strikeout for Mike Antonini. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Jamar Walton, 3-2 Bluefish. We're in the bottom of the frame here in the 4th inning. Walton left-handed batter. He singled back in the 2nd. Antonini winding up. Here's the pitch. Walton swings and lifts it foul off to the left and out of play. Antonini making it to high levels of professional baseball. He made it as high as the AAA level in the Mets and the Dodgers organization. Outfielder shading towards left center as Antonini toes the middle of the rubber. Here's the windup in the 0-1. Fastball lifted in the air, shallow along the left field line. Sosa Jr. crossing into foul territory as it slices foul up against the sidewall. Sosa just running out of room. Right in the Blue Crabs bullpen. It's 0-2 to Jamar Walton. 2 outs, nobody on, 3-2 Bridgeport. Bottom half of the 4th inning. One good thing tonight about the Blue Crabs, even though they are down in the runs column, they do have 5 hits as compared to 4 for Bridgeport. This was a team that had 1 hit in game 1 of that doubleheader back on Saturday. 0-2. Swinging a foul back over the screen and out of play. Andrew Albers for Lancaster that night had it all working. A 1-hit complete game shutout. 0-2 to Walton. Antonini winding up, kicks and delivers. Swung on, popped him up, high in the air, shallow left. Sosa Jr. coming on, calling off Hernandez, the shortstop. And Rubin makes the catch, and that retires the side. Blue Crabs, though, get a run on Michael Snyder's solo home run over the wall in left center field. At the end of 4 innings of play, it is Bridgeport 3 and Southern Maryland 2 on Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Legal issues can mean trouble for anyone. No matter how much money you have, Legal Shield can help with a range of legal services. Legal Shield believes in educating and serving their members to improve their lives. Legal Shield partners with providing law firms across the United States and 4 provinces in Canada to help you with any issue you can think of. For more information, contact Marcellus and Jeanette Bower at 571-337-3588 or log on to www.legalshieldassociate.com/BowerMJ.
This is Brian Burris. Thanks for listening to Blue Crabs Baseball. Now back to the game.
Fans come out to the ballpark on May 6th as the Blue Crabs take on York. It is Stroke Awareness Night and Jersey Auction presented by the University of Maryland Charles Regional Medical Center Foundation. 7:05 first pitch. For more information, log on to somdbluecrabs.com or call 301-638-9788. That is somdbluecrabs.com or call 301-638-9788. Blue Crabs down 3-2. Top half of the 5th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Pretty quick-moving ball game. First pitch tomorrow for Game 2, 10:35 in the morning. So the teams would love to get out of here pretty early, head back to their houses, or in Bridgeport's case, back to the hotel, get some rest, and get back here early to the ballpark. A doubleheader tomorrow, 2 7-inning games. This is Game 2 and 3 of this 3-game set. Top half of the 5th inning. 3-2 is our score. Bridgeport 3 runs, 4 hits. Blue Crabs 2 runs, 5 hits. Rafael Lopez will start things 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Right-hander Sean Garceau with 2 strikeouts in the game. Winds up, here's the pitch. And Lopez looks at a fastball down and away. Rafael is 6th professional season. Former big leaguer in his own right. The pitch on the way. Swung on, bounced on the ground to second. Nelson down to his right knee, collecting the hop. Up to his feet, he tosses to first. One out for Luis Hernandez. Hernandez walked, stole a base, and scored a run on the wild pitch by Garceau. That came back in the 3rd inning. Switch hitter batting left. Garceau winding up. First offering. Up high with a fastball. Bridgeport looking to continue their momentum from their win on Sunday, where again they beat the Sugar Land Skeeters 13-5. That was their first win of the year. The 1-0. Upstairs, a changeup as Garceau looks down at the dirt at his landing spot. And it's 2-0. Garceau ready to work quickly. 2-0. Swung on and missed. And now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Ruben Sosa Jr. Lombardozzi on the back edge of the dirt, playing it short. 2-1. Swing and a fly ball hit pretty well to right center field. Brown on his horse racing back into the alleyway. Stepping onto the track, makes a 2-hand over-the-shoulder catch 2 steps from the wall. Again, there's that great speed by Gary Brown. He can really run. He gets great jumps on baseballs. He makes it look easy out there. Now it is Ruben Sosa Jr. to hit. Ruben with a double and a run scored in the first, and he popped out to the first baseman Snyder trying to bunt in the 3rd. 2 outs, nobody on, 3-2, Bridgeport. Garcia behind the cut of the grass at 3rd. Garceau stepping off the backside of the rubber, making sure that everybody is ready, and in particular Gary Brown, who just did about a 30-yard sprint. Here's the pitch, and a fastball low. 30-yard dash. I never understood, by the way, speaking of dashes, why scouts want a 60-yard dash. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Why not the 40-yard dash? Just some food for thought. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs. The pitch. Swinging a foul off to the left, and that's out of play. Sosa Jr., switch hitter batting left. Not a big guy, 5'7", 170 pounds. He's from Waterbury, Connecticut. Garceau looking for the 1-2-3 inning. The pitch. Breaking ball in there. Strike 3 called right at the belt. And Garceau now with 3 strikeouts in the game, and he works that 1-2-3 inning. We move on to the last of the 5th. Bridgeport 3, Southern Maryland 2 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey, Blue Crabs fans, this is Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, telling you about some upcoming promotions here at Regency Furniture Stadium. On June 1st, come out and see your Blue Crabs take on the Somerset Patriots and enjoy Coors Light Can Do Wednesday, where from 5:30 until the middle of the 5th inning, get $3 Coors Lights out in our picnic pavilion, as well as enjoy live music before the game. On June 2nd, the Crabs will take on the Somerset Patriots again with a special 12:05 start time for Business Persons Appreciation Day. Come on out and cheer on your Blue Crabs, and welcome to Crustacean Nation, USA.
Home half of the 5th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Glad you're with us tonight on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. Bridgeport with a 3-2 lead over the Blue Crabs. Adrian Martinez will hit. He'll start things 8-9-1 for Southern Maryland. Coming into the game 1-3, looking for their second win of the season. Martinez singling back in the 2nd. Southern Maryland with 5 hits in the game. Martinez hits from the right side, takes a couple of practice cuts, adjusts his sleeve on his left arm, takes a breath, and climbs in. Straightaway stance, right side. Mike Antonini, 3 strikeouts in the game, is ready to work. Winds and fires. Swinging a bouncer, back to Antonini. Gloving in on 1 bounce, fires it to first. He barely had to even move. 1-3 on the putouts, and Eric Garcia will come to the plate. Legal ID Shield continues the mission of providing legal protection to millions of members in 49 states and 4 Canadian provinces. Their network of dedicated lawyers works diligently to keep businesses, individuals, and their families safe. For more information, call Marcellus and Jeanette Boulware at 571-337-3588 or log on to LegalShield.com/BoulwareMJ. First offering to Garcia is in for a called strike. Right there at the knees, and it's 0-1. 1 out, 3-2 Bridgeport. We are in the last of the 5th. The pitch, and Garcia takes a called strike over the outside edge. Garcia, a broken bat ground out in the 2nd, leaving runners at the corners. 1 out, the pitch on the way. A little bit low and outside. Bullpen is stirring just a little bit for Southern Maryland down the left field line. 1-2 with 1 out. 3-2 Bridgeport. Antonini into the wind. Here's the pitch. Swung on, tapped foul at the plate. That might have got a piece of the front right foot of Eric Garcia. 40 strikes thrown by Antonini tonight, 18 balls. And in total, 58 pitches. This through 4 1/3. Wind the next offer. Fastball just misses off the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Garcia with Gary Brown on deck. Antonini looking for strikeout number 4. Mike winds and fires. Swing and a ground ball right back to Mike. Gloving it nicely. And he tosses on to first right from the mound, right near his landing spot. Again, he barely had to move.
Next up, number 9, Gary Brown.
So now Gary Brown will hit to try to keep the inning alive. Brown is 0 for 2 in the game. Antonini from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. The guy who broke the Can-Am League record for strikeouts with 15 in one game. That was back on July 12th of 2014. The wind, the pitch. Brown squares, pulls back, and takes a fastball strike in there at the knees. 0-1. 3-2 Bridgeport, last of the 5th. Nobody loosening down the right field line for Bridgeport. 0-1 in the dirt. I know it's early, and Antonini has just eclipsed the 60-pitch mark, but early in the season, if you're a manager in this league, you don't want to exert your pitchers by having them throw too many pitches. And Antonini is cruising right through here. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Brown behind on a fastball on the outer half. The only blemishes tonight for Antonini are the 2 home runs hit by Michael Snyder, both solo shots in the 2nd and the 4th respectively. And again, that's the only 2 Blue Crabs runs on the board tonight. 3-2 Bridgeport. 2 outs, the kick, and the 1-2. Outside and low. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lombardozzi to hit next if Brown were to reach. The windup, the 2-2. Swinging a foul off to the right, twisting out of play. The windup, the 2-2. Swinging a line drive to right. Romo jogging in, and he makes the catch, hat high in stride. And that retires the side as Brown hit it hard, right at Luis Domo Romo. Blue Crabs set down in order, 1-2-3. We head to the top half of the 6th inning. Bridgeport 3, Blue Crabs 2 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. Hey, Blue Crabs fans, come out to the ballpark June 14th for Hearing Professionals Silver Sluggers Night. On June 15th against the Bridgeport Bluefish, join us for Coors Light Can Do Wednesday. $3 Coors Light beers from 5:30 to the middle of the 5th inning. For more information, call 301-638-9788 or log on to somdbluecrabs.com.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball on the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Top half of the 6th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium as Sean Garceau finishes up his warm-up tosses. Andy Chavez will lead things off. 3-2 Bridgeport, 2 runs in the first on Dan Johnson's 2-run home run, and a run scored in the 3rd as Luis Hernandez scored from 3rd base on a wild pitch. Chavez 0 for 2, left-handed batter. Garceau, the right-hander, deals. Chavez takes in tight at the belt with a fastball as he backpedals out of the left-handed batter's box, and it's 1-0. Bridgeport 1-3 on the season. Their lone win on Sunday against Sugar Land. 1-0. Bender breaks in, a called strike right there at the knees, and it's 1-1. For Bridgeport, they have failed to make the playoffs the last 4 seasons. The wind, the 1-1. Up high with a changeup. In fact, their record the last 4 years has been under 500. The last time their record was over 500 and they made the playoffs was when they were managed by Willie Upshaw in 2011. The pitch, swinging a foul straight back over the screen and out of play. That year they went 68-59 under Willie, and they lost the play-in game to the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Since then, there's been a lot of losing in Bridgeport. A team that opened their doors in 1998. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball back towards the middle, past the diving Lombardozzi, and into center field for a base hit. Good effort by Steve, the shortstop, moving to his left, diving head first, but he was unable to glove it. And even if he was able to scoop that one up, I don't think he would have got Chavez at first, who was very fast coming out of the left-handed batter's box. Bridgeport with 5 hits here in the game. Now it's Dan Johnson. Johnson with a 2-run home run in the first and a single back in the third. 3-2 Bridgeport, top half of the 6th inning. Here's the set. Now the pitch on the way. A little bit low and outside. Last year under Ricky Van Asselberg, Bridgeport finishing 56-83. They were atrocious in the first half. In the second half, they gave it a good effort. They came out of the gate pretty hot, but were unable to sustain any success. Next offering a changeup upstairs. Ricky was fired in the offseason, and Luis Al Rodriguez was hired as the new manager, as Bridgeport is looking to turn this thing around. From the belt, the 2-0. Swing and a high fly ball. Towering fly ball in the air to right. Walton jogging in, staring into the dark sky. And Jamar makes a 2-hand catch in shallow right field.
Next up,
Johnson hit his home run over the wall in right back in the first. And he flies out to right field in his third at bat here in the 6th. 1 out, Chavez still at first. Jose Cuevas will hit. The designated hitter, 0 for 2 here tonight. Manager Bill Bliss, or I should say pitching coach Bill Bliss, out of the dugout on the third base side. He'll talk things over with Sean Garceau here. There is bullpen activity down the left field line for Southern Maryland. They may be just be giving time to the pitcher loosening here, just stalling a little bit. It appears to be Navery Moore loosening. He's had a couple of good outings out of the bullpen this year for Southern Maryland. Cuevas, right-handed batter, with 1 out, 3-2 Bridgeport, top half of the 6th inning. Garceau from the belt with an outside target, deals. Breaking ball, spins in, a called strike at the knees. And I think with Bridgeport, too, keep this in mind, they've got a new manager last year who was a player coach. And the second half of the year predominantly was just the hitting coach. And they've got a very proud franchise as well. They want to win. Garceau stepping off the backside of the rubber and whipping his head around to first. This year, as I mentioned earlier in the game, they've got 11 former major leaguers on this roster, and a couple guys who really made a name for themselves at the highest level of professional baseball. The 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to short. Lombardozzi moves to his right. Scoops. Sidearms to second one. Nelson's turn on to first. Just too late. Cuevas legs it out. That one hit a little bit too slow on the ground, as Lombardozzi is unable to turn the double play with Nelson. And with 2 outs, Chavez erased off the base paths. That's good news for the Blue Crabs because Chavez has a lot of speed. Luis Rodriguez will come to the plate. This may be the last inning here for Sean Garceau, who gets another baseball. Rodriguez, switch hitter, batting left. 0 for 2 in the game. The pitch. A little bit low with a fastball. And it's 1-0. Rodriguez a fly out to center in the first, and he struck out swinging in the fourth. Cuevas with his lead off of first being held on by Snyder. Now the 1-0. In tight at the belt, a fastball, lifting up the elbows of Rodriguez. And it's 2-0. 3-2 Bridgeport. Each team with 5 hits apiece. Garceau sets at the belt, the 2-0. In for a strike over the outside corner. The lead over there at first by Cuevas. About 2.5 steps, inching off some more. Not running, the pitch. Swung on and missed. Good changeup from Garceau, who may be in his final inning here. Sean up to this point, 47 strikes, 33 balls. He's thrown 80 pitches in 5 2/3. Fitters on deck. If Rodriguez reaches, runner breaks for second. Then the pitch is swung on and fouled back into the screen. So we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez finished 2015 in the Mexican League. He had 341 in just 35 games played. He also scored 20 runs. In his 19th professional season. The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball, pulled foul outside of first. And a good at bat here by the veteran, Luis Rodriguez. 5'9", 190-pounder. He's from San Carlos, Venezuela. He made it to the major league level as well. Relatively short stint last year with Bridgeport. Runner breaks, 2-2. Up high with a fastball. Martinez throw to second is wide. It kicks off of the sliding Cuevas and into left center field. Jose on his way to third, and he's in there ahead of the weak throw by Brown. Now Cuevas taking third base after stealing second. He got a good jump off of first. It'll be an error on Adrian Martinez, as that throw wide to the right field side of the bag. Lombardozzi covering had no shot at catching that baseball that was darting into the dirt. Cuevas 90 feet away, 3-2 Bridgeport. Top half of the 6th. The pitch. Swung on, fouled back into the net. And we'll do it again here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good time to run. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Not waiting for the predictable 3 ball, 2 strike, 2 outs count. Now it's 3-2. With 2 outs, 3-2 Bridgeport. Garceau back into the wind. Kicks and delivers. Fastball lines softly into left, and that falls down for a base hit. Cuevas jogs home, scoring from third. It's an RBI single for Luis Rodriguez, his 4th run driven in this season, and the Bluefish lead it 4-2 here in the top of the 6th. Bluefish now with 6 hits here in the game. And here comes manager Jeremy Owens. This will do it for Sean Garceau. His night is done. 5 2/3 here tonight. He leaves with a runner at first and 2 outs and a run in here in the top of the 6th inning. 4-2 Bridgeport. Blue Crabs with a call to the bullpen. This is the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey Blue Crabs fans, this is Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, telling you about the upcoming promotions for June 10th through June 11th. On June 10th, when the Blue Crabs take on the Long Island Ducks, enjoy Salute the Troops, presented by Chick-fil-A of Charles County and the St. Charles Companies. Bring your military ID and receive free admission into the ballpark. On June 11th, SAIC will be presenting Veterans Appreciation Night, including a hat giveaway for the first 1,000 fans and a firework extravaganza presented by SAIC after the conclusion of the 7th inning. On June 12th, the Blue Crabs continue to take on the Long Island Ducks for Little League Day, John Hanson Middle School Spirit Day, and a pregame autograph session, as well as kids playing free in Pinch's Playground and kids post-game run the bases.
The right-hander Gabby Hernandez making his Southern Maryland Blue Crabs debut here tonight in 2016. 4-2 Bluefish. Sean Garceau's night is done, 5 2/3. At this point, 4 runs allowed. Runner on base his responsibility. 3 of them earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So now Garceau gives way to Gabby Hernandez. 23 batters in total faced tonight by Sean Garceau, who pitched pretty well. But again, really did not get any offensive run support besides the 2 solo home runs by Michael Snyder. Two outs, and the batter will be Josh Vitters, an RBI single here in the inning by Rodriguez, scoring Cuevas from third. The pitch from the right-hander. Fastball low and away. Vitters, a right-handed batter. He's 1 out of 2. He singled back in the 4th. A lead over at first base by Rodriguez. Vitters, the number 6 hitter in the order. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball. Good movement. That broke down and away. And now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Bridgeport tonight with 4 runs on 6 hits. 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 1 here in the 6th. 1-1 offering. Fastball in for a strike over the outside corner. And now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Hernandez just activated today, 6'3", 215 pounds. He's from Miami, Florida. Works from the stretch, delivers home. Swing and a miss on a slider. So down goes Vitters, and the side is retired. The Bluefish get a run, though, on 2 hits, stolen base, an error, that single by Rodriguez, and 1 man left on base. We head to the last of the 6th here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Bridgeport 4, Southern Maryland 2 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Blue Crabs fans, is your brand, business, or organization looking to increase exposure and gain new and diverse consumers in this Southern Maryland market? Look no further than the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and Regency Furniture Stadium. Our business partners are afforded unparalleled access to our consumer base of fans from attractive and potentially lucrative demographics with disposable income. Call today at 301-374-1133 for more information or to set up a consultation.
This is Scott Main, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Bottom half of the 6th inning, Blue Crabs down 4-2. Very nice night here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Bridgeport 4 runs on 6 hits. Blue Crabs 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error committed. That was back in the top half of this inning. Steve Lombardozzi will start things. Steve followed by Wilson and Lewis, 2, 3, 4 in the order. Lombardozzi is 1 out of 2 in the game with a single. Mike Antonini with 3 strikeouts here tonight. He's allowed just 2 runs. Very nice performance from the left-hander on the mound tonight. Here's the pitch. Steve takes a called strike over the outer third. Switch hitter batting from the right side. Johnson well off the line at first. The wind, the pitch. In for a strike, a sweeping slider catching the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Antonini began his Atlantic League career in 2013 with Camden, had a very successful year in 2014 with New Jersey on the independent scene of the Canadian American Association. Next offering, off the plate away with a fastball. Went 9-3 that year with a 2.84 ERA and 19 starts. Guy who throws a lot of strikes, by the way. That year in 2014, 115 strikeouts as compared to just 20 walks. The pitch. Swung on, tapped foul at the plate. And Lombardozzi stays alive as the count holds at 1-2. Last year with Bridgeport, Antonini went 4-5, a 2.79 ERA in 11 games pitched. Lombardozzi climbs back in with Zach Wilson on deck. 4-2 Bridgeport. Antonini middle of the rubber, turns, kicks, and fires. Outside and high, a heater. That fastball right around 88 miles per hour. It's 2-2. Blue Crabs looking to win their second game of the year. 2-2 pitch on the way. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. The appeal, no swing. First base umpire Tony DiChiara with the call. That changeup missing right at the feet of Lombardozzi, and it's 3-2. On the out-of-town scoreboard tonight, top of the 5th at Nationals Park. Phillies with a 3-1 lead. The 3-2. Swinging a hot shot back up the middle, just to the right of second. And that's into center field for a base hit. 6 hits now in the game for Southern Maryland. Zach Wilson will climb in. Wilson's 0 for 2. Elsewhere on the out-of-town scoreboard tonight, the White Sox a 6-0 lead in Toronto. That game in the top of the 7th inning. Baltimore, Tampa Bay, and St. Petersburg tied at 1, top of the 5th. Wilson, a right-handed batter. Now a quick toss over to first, and Lombardozzi diving back in head first safely. Steve with a stolen base here on the year. One of 2 stolen bases for this Blue Crabs team in total. Here's the set position. From the belt, check of the runner at first. Lombardozzi not running, and the pitch misses low and inside, a slider. And it's 1-0. 74 pitches thrown up to this point by Antonini. In 5+ innings of work. Wilson, the designated hitter with Fred Lewis on deck, 4-2 Bridgeport. Quick toss over to first, and Lombardozzi diving back in head first safely. Keeping an eye on Steve, a former major leaguer. He's got speed, he's fast, and he's a very, very good base runner. Outfielders relatively deep all the way around. From the belt. Now the 1-0. Up and away, a fastball. That pops right into the mitt of Lopez, but misses out of the zone. 2-0. And now Raphael will call time here. And he'll go out and have a word with Antonini. Open activity down the right field line here for Bridgeport. I would think with Lombardozzi's speed and his very good base running awareness and where the outfielders are playing right now, pretty deep all the way around, that a base hit to the outfield, Steve should be able to take third. Wilson is the tying run. One swing of the bat, though, that's null and void because he could hit one over the wall. Now a quick toss again over to first, and Lombardozzi hops back in safely standing. Wilson climbs back in right side, slightly open stance. from the belt. Here's the pitch. Up and away with a fastball. 3-0. Antonini adjusting his cap here as he tries to get back into that zone that he was working through the first 5 innings, where he only allowed 2 runs. Both those runs coming on solo shots by Snyder. 3-0. In for a strike with a fastball over the outside edge. Snyder, by the way, speaking of which, he's in the hole. 4-2 Bridgeport, last of the 6th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium as the lights beam down on the playing field. Here's the set from the belts. The lead over at first, Lombardozzi not running. And the pitch is high, a fastball. And Wilson walks. First free pass issued tonight by Mike Antonini. And if you're speaking about Antonini, he's really been one of the big stories of this game here tonight, along with Bridgeport scratching runs on the board. They've got the 4-2 lead. Here comes manager Luis Al Rodriguez, and this will do it for Antonini. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 6th, and the tying run is on. Overall, a pretty good night on the mound for Antonini, who will head to the dugout, probably take off his hat, sit on the bench, and hope that the next guy coming in could strand those runners on base and keep the lead where it is. Bottom of the 6th. Nobody out, first and second for Southern Maryland as they are down 4-2. Fred Lewis will come to the plates. 4-2 Bridgeport on Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Blue Crabs fans, is your brand, business, or organization looking to increase exposure and gain new and diverse consumers in this Southern Maryland market? Look no further than the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and Regency Furniture Stadium. Our business partners are afforded unparalleled access to our consumer base of fans from attractive and potentially lucrative demographics with disposable income. Call today at 301-374-1133 for more information or to set up a consultation.
This is Scott Main, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Fred Lewis here in the bottom of the 6th inning will bat with runners at first and second. Nobody out, 4-2 Bridgeport. And the new pitcher is the right-hander Taylor Thompson. Fred Lewis, the number 4 hitter, 0 for 2 in the game. Leadoff single by Lombardozzi. He's at second. Wilson issued a walk. He is at first. Thompson kicks and delivers. Swing and a fly ball into shallow left center field. Back from short, Hernandez onto the grass, calling. And Luis makes the catch. Runners stay put where they are at second and first respectively. Lewis retired on 1 pitch as Michael Snyder, who's 2 for 2 tonight, with a pair of home runs over the wall in left center field, will bat.
Number 30, right-hander Taylor Thompson.
Thompson against Sugarland a few days ago, went an inning out of the bullpen, striking out 1 and 3 batters faced. He has just 1 appearance. Of course, that came back on Sunday. Snyder, 2 for 2 right-handed batter, a lot of power. Thompson sets. Big moment in this ball game, bottom of the 6th, the pitch. Fastball, a swing and a miss. Big cut by the, I would imagine, very confident Michael Snyder. Both home runs were bombs over the wall in left center. Really no doubters at all. The outfielders just turned and watched him go. 1 out, 4-2 Bridgeport, last of the 6th inning. Each team with 6 hits apiece. Lombardozzi the lead off of second, Wilson the lead off of first. with one out, the 0-1. Low and away with a slider. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Thompson, his 8th season in professional baseball, first in the Atlantic League. On in relief for Mike Antonini, 5+ innings, 6 hits. As of now, 2 runs allowed. A walk and 3 strikeouts and 21 batters faced. From the belt, Thompson checks the runner at second. Now delivers home. Swinging a foul off to the right and out of play. The on-deck hitter is Bryant Nelson. First of 20 matchups between these two clubs this season. Games 2 and 3 of the series played tomorrow in a doubleheader beginning at 10:35 in the morning. Both games will be 7 innings long. Right now, the Blue Crabs here tonight looking for their second win of the season. Down 4-2 here in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. Lombardozzi with the lead off of second. Wilson the lead off of first. Dan Johnson plays behind him. Check of the runner at second. Once, now twice. Now the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball, deep short, moving to his right. Hernandez dives, gloves, pops to his feet, fires to first late. Johnson coming off the bag. Everybody is safe, and the bases are loaded for Southern Maryland here in the last of the 6th inning. And still with just 1 out, Bryant Nelson, the veteran, will come to the plate. Blue Crabs now have 7 hits here in the game.
Tonight wearing number 42, Bryant Nelson.
Nelson 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the second, struck out swinging in the 4th. Nelson in his 23rd professional season, up in a big spot here in this game. Bottom of the 6th, 4-2 Bridgeport. Runners at every bag. Lombardozzi at third, Snyder at first, Wilson sandwiched in between at second. The pitch in the dirt, blocked using the chest protector by Lopez. That changeup missing badly, and it's 1-0. Lombardozzi with that leadoff single. Wilson walked. Lewis with a fly out to shallow left center field, and Snyder with an infield single. Nelson switch hitter batting left. Thompson sets at the belt. Next offering. Swing and a miss. Out of a changeup that time was Nelson. Good pitch on the outer half, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Nelson, 42 years of age, coming into this season, sitting in the top 10 in games played, at bats, runs scored, hits, doubles, and runs batted in the Atlantic League. The kick and the pitch. In there for a strike over the outside corner. Nelson not exactly liking the call from Matthew Beaver, the home plate umpire. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes with Jamar Walton on deck. Blue Crabs, 2 runners left on here tonight. They left a runner in scoring position back in the 2nd inning. At the time, that was the tying run. Right now, the tying run 180 feet away at second base here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncer to second. Rodriguez collects the hop to second for 1. The turn by Hernandez on to first is late. Nelson legs it out. Lombardozzi scores from third, and it's a 4-3 Bridgeport lead. Snyder raced off the base paths. Wilson up to third base. They're at the corners for Jamar Walton.
Number 6, Jamar Walton.
Walton 1 out of 2. He singled back in the 2nd. Jamar, left-handed batter. An all-star last year for Southern Maryland. Tying run 90 feet away. Wilson his lead in foul territory at third. 4-3 Bridgeport. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Nelson his lead at first. Thompson delivers home. In the dirt, smothered by Lopez. That changeup missing. Looking at this bullpen as compared to last year with Bridgeport, it really has been completely rebuilt. And Thompson is a guy who has Major League Baseball experience. He will be heavily relied on to come in and stop the bleeding if need be. By the way, that run scored by Lombardozzi charged to Antonini. And the runner at third, Wilson, also Mike's responsibility. The 1-0. Taken low and away. A fastball running off the outside corner. Now it's 2-0 to Jamar Walton with Adrian Martinez on deck. And I'm thinking that if you're Thompson here, you may think about throwing around, or if you haven't already, think about throwing around Jamar Walton, who is a pretty dangerous hitter in his own right, 1 out of 2 tonight, and take your chances with Adrian Martinez. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. That was a little bit low and out of the zone. It's 2-1. Again, to my point, low and out of the zone, and Walton went fishing for it. You take your chances if you're loading the bases here. If you pitch around Walton and he takes the next couple of pitches. But you take your chances with Adrian Martinez, who is in the 8th spot in the order. Now keep in mind, he is also singled tonight. The pitch. Swing and a miss, a changeup. Walton out in front. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a really good pitch by Taylor Thompson. Last season, Thompson in the Oakland Athletics organization, pitching for High A Stockton of the California League. He was bumped up to AAA Nashville of the Pacific Coast League later in the year. First and third, 2 outs. A run in for the Blue Crabs, bottom of the 6th. 4-3 Bluefish. 2-2. Swinging a ball poked in the air, foul. Off third, twisting out of play into the seats. And we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two hits and a walk in the inning for the Blue Crabs. Lombardozzi led off with a single. Later scoring on that fielder's choice by Nelson. The set position. Big pitch, 2-2. Swinging a fly ball into right center field. Over to his left goes Chavez. He's calling, and the center fielder makes a 2-hand catch in the gap in medium depth right center. The inning is over. Blue Crabs get a run back on 2 hits, a walk, and they leave the tying run 90 feet away, leaving runners at the corner. Moving on to the top half of the 7th inning. Bridgeport 4, Southern Maryland 3. On the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Since 2013, over 1 billion records have been compromised right here in our great nation. ID Shield's comprehensive identity protection service monitors for all signs of criminal activity and gives you all the resources you need to keep your identity secure from fraud. For just $9.95 per month, ID Shield provides unlimited consultation, complete monitoring, and a $5 million service guarantee. For more information, contact Marcellus and Jeanette Bower at 571-337-3588 or log on to www.legalshieldassociate.com/BowerMJ.
This is Scott Snodgrass, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Top half of the 7th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium, 4-3 Bridgeport. Blue Crabs leaving runners at the corners in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They did get a run back. They've got 7 hits here tonight, committing an error. Meanwhile, Bridgeport 4 runs on 6 hits. Bridgeport out to the early lead here tonight. 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning on Dan Johnson's 2-run home run. They added a run in the 3rd and 1 in the 6th. And for Southern Maryland, 2 runs tonight on the back of Michael Snyder's 2 solo home runs over the wall in left center. They also got a run back in the bottom of the 6th. Lombardozzi scoring on the fielder's choice by Bryant Nelson. Gabby Hernandez, the second pitcher of the night. He came on in relief for Sean Garceau. Sean 5 2/3, right now in line for the loss. 4 runs, 6 hits allowed. 3 of those runs earned. A walk, 3 strikeouts, and 23 batters faced. Luis Romo will start things. The wind, the pitch from Hernandez. In for a strike over the inside corner. Left-handed batting, Domo Romo, bottom 3 in the order. Luis tonight 0 for 2. Garcia well off the line at third. The 0-1. Swinging a flare foul back over the screen. And out of play, dropping right below us. I don't think we've ever had a baseball. No, I'm sorry. We had one baseball come to the press box. I want to say 5 years ago. I think. I wasn't here. I think it was 5 years ago. I don't know how, because the screen covers the entire press box, at least height level. Next offering, a breaking ball misses outside, off the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one almost kind of came in. It would have came in on a bounce. I think it came in on a bounce 5 years ago. I'm not sure. I got to check with our official scorekeeper, who was here. 1-2, swinging a ground ball pulled to second. 3 steps to his left on the back edge of the dirt. Nelson, he scoops and throws. And Domo Romo retired at first, 4-3 on the putout. Here's Rafael Lopez, who was hitless in 2 at-bats here tonight. Yoga's returning to Regency Furniture Stadium on May 7th as the Blue Crabs take on the York Revolution. It's Yoga Night at the ballpark, presented by Studio Cooperative. It's also fireworks extravaganza and a post-game party on the field. For tickets, log on to somdbluecrabs.com or call 301-638-9788. First offering from Hernandez misses high and outside a fastball. And it's 1-0. 4-3 Bridgeport. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Rafael Lopez, the catcher, 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. And Rafael looks at a fastball high and away. Left-handed batting Lopez, 5'9", 200-pounder from Wellington, Florida. Hernandez off the first base edge. He's into his motion. The 2-0. Fastball strike right down the heart of the plate, the belt. Luis Hernandez is on deck. Nobody loosening down the left field line in the bullpen for Southern Maryland. Hernandez just activated today off the inactive list. The wind, the pitch. Swinging a hot shot through the hole on the right side, right between Snyder and Nelson. And into right field for a base hit. 7 hits now for the Bluefish tonight. And with 1 on and 1 out, Luis Hernandez will be the next hitter. Hernandez has scored a run here tonight, walked back in the 3rd, stole a base, and scored on the wild pitch, uncorked by Sean Garceau. He flew out to center in the 5th. As he climbs in there, switch hitter batting left. Here's the pitch. Fastball, right in there for a strike at the knees. You'd expect Hernandez, when he gets his feet under him on the mounds. Again, today's the first time he is pitching for the Blue Crabs. You would expect that he will probably, maybe even in May, sometime in May, I would think in early May, be in the starting rotation. Blue Crabs have a lot of options because remember, they have Tim Sexton in their bullpen, who also could go into the starting rotation as well. Light drizzle falling at the ballpark, 0-1. Swung on, bounced to first, backhand grab Snyder. Fires to second for 1. Lombardozzi holding the baseball as Hernandez late getting over to first. I looked immediately over into the third base dugout, and I saw Bill Bliss, who was none too happy. I can just tell by his reaction. He walked back towards the back of the dugout in disgust with Hernandez not getting over, covering first base. Maybe Gabby thought that Snyder was going to make that throw and stay home at first and receive that throw, the relay from Lombardozzi. Not the case. Fielder's choice. Lopez erased off the base paths. Back to the top of the order. Here is Ruben Sosa Jr. Top of the 7th. Quick toss over to first. And Hernandez back in safely standing. Ruben tonight with a double and a run scored in the first. Popped out to the first baseman Snyder in the 3rd, and he struck out looking in the 5th. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Hernandez deals, and he pours in a fastball down the middle, a called strike. Sosa, the speedy leadoff hitter for the Bridgeport Bluefish. He's got his pants all the way rolled up, even beyond the knees, kind of Hunter Pence style. Showing off the navy blue socks tonight. Outside target from Martinez, the pitch. And that's in there, a strike over the outer 3rd at the knees. And it's 0-2. Last year, Hernandez was the winning pitcher for Southern Maryland against the Somerset Patriots in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Runner breaks, has a swing and a ground ball back up the middle. That's into center field for a hit. On his way to third, Hernandez. The throw of the bag too late. Garcia's throw to second is late. And now Hernandez off of third. The quick throw by Nelson, that's late on the dive tag attempt by Garcia. Everybody is safe. Moving up to second base is Ruben Sosa Jr. And two runners now in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and the bullpen is active for Southern Maryland. There was a lot happening on that play. Hernandez thought about going home after that throw by Garcia to second base, thought better of it a quarter of the way down the line, put on the brakes, and raced back to third, diving back in head first safely. Here's Endy Chavez now. 8 hits in the game for Bridgeport. Chavez, left-handed batter. He's 1 out of 3. And Gabby calling out Adrian Martinez. I began to talk about that start last year in Game 3 of the series and the season against Somerset. Hernandez picked up the win in what was the first Blue Crabs win of the season against the Patriots. Pitched very well that day. In fact, he pitched a complete game, 7 innings. Coming out of the bullpen here tonight, and this is his first appearance in 2016. The pitch. That's in for a strike over the outside corner. Chavez, the number 2 hitter, singled back in the 6th inning. Second and third, 4-3 Bridgeport, top of the 7th, looking for more. Each team 7 hits apiece. Hernandez sets. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive into right center field. It's trouble. It's going to touch down, splitting the outfielders, and rolls into the alleyway. Brown cuts it off before it gets to the track. Scoring from third is Hernandez. Sosa Jr. on his heels. He scores. And into second base standing with a 2-run double is Endy Chavez. And with 2 outs, the Bluefish adding 2 more runs on the scoreboard. It's 6-3 here in the top of the 7th. Chavez with 2 hits here tonight. RBIs number 1 and 2 on the year. The batter will be Dan Johnson. Johnson, left-handed batter. The pitch. Dan takes a strike over the inside corner. And I'm just going back to that fielder's choice hit by Hernandez. If Gabby Hernandez were to get over to first base, might be out of the inning. 0-1. Breaking ball drops in, a called strike at the knees. Instead, he was late getting over. No throw by Lombardozzi. The double play was not completed. And the inning continues. 2 batters later, Endy Chavez, a 2-run double. Johnson tonight, a 2-run home run back in the first, a single in the third. He's 2 out of 3. Off the first base edge, Gabby Hernandez says yes to his catcher, Martinez. Now he sets in the pitch. Tapped foul at the plate. And we'll do it again, 0-2. Brown is deep in center field, shaded towards right center. The pitch. Swung on, bounced on the ground to second. 2 hops, gloved on the short hop by Nelson. And he tosses on to first to retire the side. 2 runs added, though, by Bridgeport. 2 runs, 3 hits. A big 2-run double by Endy Chavez. And 1 man left in scoring position. We move on to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is Bridgeport 6 and Southern Maryland 3 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey Hey, Blue Crabs fans, it's Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, here to tell you about some upcoming promotions. On June 26th, your Blue Crabs will take on the York Revolution for Chick-fil-A Backfin Buddies Day, a post-game movie, pre-game autograph session, and kids play free in Pinch's Playground, and post-game kids run the bases. On June 27th, we take on the Sugarland Skiers for Bark in the Park, presented by Perfect Pet Resort, as well as dance competition night and dollar hot dog night. And on June 28th, it's Hearing Professionals Silver Slugger Night number 5, as well as the Pitch on to Books Drive for Thankful Tuesdays and Free Popcorn Tuesdays presented by RC Theaters Lexington Exchange. For more information, call 301-638-9788 or visit www.somdbluecrabs.com.
Jake Thompson is the new pitcher for Bridgeport. Bluefish up 6-3, last of the 7th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Mike Antonini started the ball game for the Bluefish, and he pitched pretty well this evening. 5 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits allowed, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 21 batters faced. Meanwhile, over on the other side, for the Blue Crabs, Sean Garceau got the starts. 5 2/3, 4 runs, 6 hits. 3 of those runs earned, 3 strikeouts. Right now, he is in line for the loss. Jake Thompson on relief for Taylor Thompson, who went 1 inning, allowing just a hit back in the bottom of the 6th. Blue Crabs stranding runners at the corners in the 2nd and in the 6th, and at the time in the 6th inning, runner at 3rd was the tying tally. Adrian Martinez will lead things off. The pitch and a tapper foul at the plate. 8-9-1, Martinez, Garcia, and Brown. Adrian 1 out of 2 tonight with a single back in the 2nd. Thompson, 3rd pitcher of the night for Bridgeport. 6'2", 225-pounder. Thompson making his 2nd appearance. Sets at the belt. The pitch on the way. Fastball lined into left field, and that falls down for a base hit right in front of Ruben Sosa Jr., who plays it on 1 bounce. Again, if there's one positive with the Blue Crabs losing in this ball game so far, 6-3, they do have 8 hits tonight. They've hit, maybe not fabulously like we saw with Lancaster last weekend, but they are hitting at a consistent basis. In fact, the Blue Crabs have a hit in every inning but 2. Eric Garcia will stand in 0 for 2. The pitch in the dirt, smothered by Lopez. Martinez not a fast runner over there at first, not going anywhere. And really, at this point, he means nothing. If Garcia were to reach, the tying run is on deck. That's Gary Brown. 6-3 Bridgeport, bottom half of the 7th inning. Here's the set by Thompson. Works from the belt. Now the 1-0. Inside and low, and a backhand pick by Lopez. 2 balls and no strikes. Thompson, last weekend against Sugarland, his only appearance. Went an inning, allowing a run on 2 hits. 6th season in professional baseball. His first year in the Atlantic League. 2-0. Swung on, line softly into left. It's falling down. It drops onto the grass for a base hit in front of Sosa Jr. Martinez stopping at 2nd. Back-to-back hits for Southern Maryland, and the tying run is coming to the plate. Eric Garcia, 0 for 9 before that at bat here in 2016, gets his first hit of the year. Brown is 0 for 3, and he is due. Gary 0 for 3 here tonight, and has just 3 hits here in 2016. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Thompson from the belt. Check of the runner. Now the pitch. Brown squares. Pulls back and takes a fastball up high for ball one. Good time to bunt here. Leadoff hitter. A guy who is a very fast runner out of the right-handed batter's box. Vitters is up on the cut of the infield grass over at third, guarding against the bunt. Same with Dan Johnson at first. From the belt. Check of the runner. Brown squares the pitch. Pulls back, takes a called strike. Snap throw to second. The tag out at second base is Martinez. A throw on a line. A bullet throw from Lopez. Hernandez, the shortstop, covering. And Martinez is out. Put that down as 2-6 in the books. What a throw by Rafael Lopez. Here's the pitch. Brown takes low and away. That kind of puts a snag in everything. As the rain begins to fall here at Regency Furniture Stadium, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. I have no idea what Adrian Martinez was thinking right there. From the belt, the pitch. Tapped foul at the plate. And you know what? Give Rafael Lopez as well. He recognized that Adrian Martinez was taking too big of a secondary lead, fired it down to second. That was a strike. Knee high to Hernandez. Caught it, applied the tag, and Adrian Martinez is gone. Rain falling down at a nice pace right now here at the ballpark. Might just be a passing shower as the fans head for the concourse. Most anyway. From the belt. 1 out. The pitch. Brown swings and pops it up. On the infield right side, easy play for Dan Johnson coming onto the cut of the grass. And the first baseman makes the catch.
Next up, number 8.
2 outs for Steve Lombardozzi. Lombardozzi's had a good night at the plate. Steve with 2 hits and a run scored, 2 for 3. Switch hitter, batting lefts. Jake Thompson, the right-hander, sets at the belt. Here's the pitch. Downstairs with a fastball. Martinez and Garcia back-to-back singles to start the inning here in the last of the 7th, but Adrian Martinez picked off at second base by the catcher Lopez. Brown popping out to first. And with 2 outs, Lombardozzi will try to keep the inning alive. From the belt, the 1-0. Lombardozzi squares, pulls back, and takes in the dirt. A backhand pick by Lopez. Nicely done by Rafael, who's really done a nice job defensively here tonight. Sometimes you can feel in baseball with a threat happening by a certain team. Sometimes a mental mistake happens and an out is recorded, and you can feel the momentum get taken away. That's how it kind of feels here in the bottom of the 7th. 6-3 Bridgeport, 2-0. Lombardozzi looks at a changeup low. Rain coming down at a little bit more than a drizzle. Nothing that will stop play up to this point. 3-0 is the count to Lombardozzi. Zach Wilson is on deck. If Lombardozzi were to walk, Zach Wilson, the on-deck hitter, is the tying run. So all might not be lost for Southern Maryland here in this last of the 7th. 3-0 pitch. Lombardozzi takes all the way. A called strike. Fastball in at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike. Blue Crabs tonight leaving runners at the corners in the 2nd inning and the 6th inning. 3-1. Inside and low, ball 4, kicks off the glove of Lopez, who hustles after it, picking it up on the warning track. Big turn by Garcia at second. He puts on the brakes and heads back to the bag. Second walk issued tonight by Bridgeport pitching. Wilson walked in his last plate appearance in the 6th. He's 0 for 2. Time called. Pitching coach Jesse Litch out to the mound to talk things over with Jake Thompson. So the tying run will be Zach Wilson as he adjusts his batting gloves outside the right-handed batter's box. First and second with 2 outs. Each team with 9 hits apiece. By the way, I mentioned that the Blue Crabs have left runners at the corners twice tonight. Both times at that point in the game, the tying run was at third base. Bridgeport adding 2 runs in the top of the 7th, extending their lead to 3. Here's the pitch. Wilson takes inside and low at his ankles. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Fred Lewis is on deck. Outfielders play straight away, medium depth. 2 outs, 6-3 Bridgeport. From the belt, Thompson kicks and delivers. Swung on, tapped weakly foul up the third base line, rolling onto the grass. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. For the Blue Crabs, I think, to be successful offensively this year, or at least within the next couple of weeks, and try to turn this season around, it's going to rely a lot on the shoulders of Zach Wilson, who last year had an all-star season. A guy who had, as I've mentioned a couple of times, a phenomenal second half. From the belt, the 1-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Kicks by Lopez, who picks it up right on the edge of the dirt behind the left-handed batter's box. No advancement by the runners. An awkward swing from Zach Wilson, who was fooled on that off-speed pitch. Zach, 3 years at Arizona State. Drafted by the Yankees in the 22nd round back in 2011, his junior year. 2 outs. Thompson pausing at the belt with the tan glove. First and second, here's the pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Lopez using the chest protector. Nicely done by Rafael. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Garcia singled earlier in the inning. He's at second. Lombardozzi, a 2-out walk. He's at first. Dan Johnson, the first baseman, playing behind Steve. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Zach Wilson with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball off the outside corner, and a big strikeout for Jake Thompson. So the Blue Crabs leave 2 runners on, and the tying run at the plate. Blue Crabs, by the way, tonight have left in total 6 runners on base. We move on to the top half of the 8th inning. Bridgeport 6, Blue Crabs 3 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey Blue Crabs fans, it's Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, here to tell you about some upcoming promotions. On June 23rd, your Blue Crabs take on the York Revolution for Academic Achievement Night, presented by Educational Systems Federal Credit Union, as well as a fireworks extravaganza presented by PNC. On June 24th, it's Salute the Troop Night, presented by Chick-fil-A of Charles County and St. Charles Companies, as well as a jersey auction, presented by the University of Maryland Charles Regional Medical Center Foundation. And on June 25th, it's Capitals Night at the ballpark, with an appearance by legendary broadcaster Joe Beninati. For more information, call 301-638-9788 or visit www.somdbluecrabs.com.
This is Brian Burris. Thanks for listening to Blue Crabs Baseball. Now back to the game.
Top half of the 8th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium, 6-3 Bridgeport. Gabby Hernandez towing the rubber once again. This will be his 3rd inning of work. And for Bridgeport, it'll be 4-5-6, Cuevas, Rodriguez, and Vitters. 9 hits apiece for both of these clubs. Cuevas, right-handed batter. He is 0 for 3 here tonight with a stolen base and a run scored. Hernandez off the first base edge, kicks and fires. Fastball in at the knees. Strike 1 called, and it's 0-1. Bridgeport with some opportunities to score runs here tonight, and they have not faltered. The windup in the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, and a called strike by Matthew Beaver, the home plate umpire. saying that Cuevas went around. Cuevas actually wanted an appeal, but it was denied. His appeal for an appeal was denied by Matthew Beaver. 0-2 is the count. Hernandez with just one strikeout here in his relief outing. Cuevas steps out of the right-handed batter's box. Now a baseball from the bullpen down the right field line comes into the field of play. Blue Crabs, speaking of which, have bullpen activity. Tim Sexton, the right-hander, down the left field line. 0-2 here to Cuevas. Hernandez kicks and fires. Tipped foul, deflecting back to the padded backstop. Went right off the mitt, too, of Adrian Martinez. 0-2 is the count. I mentioned that Bridgeport coming through in opportune times tonight. 2-run home run by Dan Johnson in the first. The wind, the pitch. Outside and low, kicks off the glove of Martinez. A run in the third, as Hernandez scored on a wild pitch. A run in the sixth inning. And then 2 runs on the Andy Chavez 2-run double in the seventh. The 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball, fouled back over the screen and out of play. Good at bat here by Cuevas, the designated hitter here tonight. 6'2", 185-pounder from the Bronx, New York. Just looking at this Bridgeport team, there's a different feel to it than last year. 1-2. Swing and a miss. A fastball low and away. Cuevas went chasing. Second strikeout for Gabby Hernandez. Here is Luis Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the second baseman, is 1 out of 3 tonight with an RBI single back in the sixth. The pitch. In for a strike at the knee. 6-3 Bridgeport. We're in the top half of the eighth, and I alluded to it that this lineup obviously looks different from last year, but the feel of this team looks different. Here's an 0-1. Tipped into the mid of Martinez, and it's 0-2. I mean, they're coming through at times when they need to with runners in scoring position. They're getting those big hits from the middle of their order and even the top of their order as well. Ruben Sosa Jr. tonight with 2 hits. Andy Chavez with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Here's the 0-2. Inside and low, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. I mean, I look at last year's team up to this point in the season, even into May and June, they were, quite frankly, terrible. They did a lot of things wrong, whether it be physically and mentally. But this Bridgeport team under new manager Luis Al Rodriguez has played well tonight. 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball left up. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on base, 1 out, 6-3 is our score. Bridgeport out in front. They scored 3 runs the last 2 innings. With 1 out, Hernandez looking for the K. Turns on the rubber and delivers home. Outside and high, a fastball missing, full count. On deck is Josh Vitters. Garcia plays deep and well off the line at third. Hernandez turns, kicks, and fires. Inside and low with a fastball. And that's ball 4. Rodriguez works his way on. Just the second walk tonight by Southern Maryland pitching.
Number 17, Josh Vitters.
1 on, 1 out. Here is Josh Vitters. Vitters 1 out of 3, a single back in the 4th. Hernandez a high set, the pitch on the way. Swing and a rocket fair inside the chalk, down the left field line, rolling towards the corner. Lewis plays the carom. On his way to third base is Rodriguez. He'll be held up there, and into second standing is Vitters. Josh Vitters, 2 hits here tonight. He's got himself a double. And for Josh, that is his first extra base hit of the year. Second and third with 1 out for Bridgeport here in the top of the 8th inning. 10 hits tonight for Bridgeport. And Luis Domo Romo will come to the plate. Here comes Jeremy Owens. This may be it here for Gabby Hernandez. Again, Tim Sexton loosening down the left field line in the bullpen. Jeremy talking to the entire infield. Blue Crabs 1-3 on the year. They started 1-3 last year, but they have their struggles here in the early part of 2016 offensively and also on the mound as well. Jeremy will stick with Gabby Hernandez here. Gabby trying to gather himself on the grass behind the mound. Infielders come in. 6-3 Bluefish. Second and third with 1 out. 10 hits tonight for Bridgeport. Domo Romo is hitless in 3 at-bats. Luis, a left-handed batter. Here's the set. Now the pitch. Up high with a fastball. It kicks off the glove of Martinez. Here comes the runner from third, Rodriguez. He scores standing without a play. And it's 7-3 Bridgeport. That'll be a pass ball on Adrian Martinez as Rodriguez scoring from third. He walked to start this rally with 1 out. Vitters with the double. He moves up to third on that pass ball. And another run 90 feet away. With the Blue Crabs now down 7-3. 1-0 the count to Domo Romo. The pitch. Luis swings and taps it foul, first base side. Yeah, I mentioned that the struggles offensively for Southern Maryland, but also on the other side of the coin, the pitching staff is off to a very rocky start here in 2016. Through the first 4 games coming into tonight, they've registered the highest ERA, the most hits, and tied for the second most runs allowed in the league. Here's a swing and a miss on the next offering, a fastball. And by the way, they've registered the highest opponent's batting average at .336. So while the pitching staff on paper looks very good, the numbers say otherwise. The 1-2. Swinging a line drive into left. Lewis froze. Now comes in, and he's unable to make the play at his feet. The ball just drops on the grass. Scoring from third is Vitters, and we'll see how they score that one. I'm not sure. Lewis probably got it lost in the lights because that way he tried to catch it was very, very awkward. He tried to make a basket catch at his feet, which you never try to do, and a veteran like Lewis wouldn't try to do something like that. He had to have lost it in the lights. I think that's what he did because he froze, then came in, and then froze like a deer in the headlights. Well, we'll see how they score that one. We're going to have a pitching change. This will be it for Gabby Hernandez as the right-hander Tim Sexton will make his way out of the bullpen. Bridgeport now with an 8-3 lead as Vitters scored from third. So this will be it for Gabby Hernandez. And we will be back in just a moment. 8-3 Bridgeport with a runner at first base and 1 out. We've got a pitching change. Tim Sexton is the new right-hander for Southern Maryland. 8-3 Bridgeport on the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey, Blue Crabs fans, this is Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, telling you about some upcoming promotions here at Regency Furniture Stadium. On June 1st, come out and see your Blue Crabs take on the Somerset Patriots and enjoy Coors Light Can Do Wednesday, where from 5:30 until the middle of the 5th inning, get $3 Coors Lights out in our picnic pavilion, as well as enjoy live music before the game. On June 2nd, the Crabs will take on the Somerset Patriots again with a special 12:05 start time for Business Persons Appreciation Day. Coming out and cheer on your Blue Crabs, and welcome to Crustacean Nation, USA.
Fans, join us here at Regency Furniture Stadium on May 8th as the Blue Crabs take on the York Revolution at 2:05. The post-game Diamond Dig will take place along with a pregame autograph session. For tickets and information, log on to somdbluecrabs.com or call 301-638-9788. That's 301-638-9788. Tim Sexton is the new pitcher for Southern Maryland. Gabby Hernandez is done for the evening. Sexton is the third pitcher of the night. The batter is Rafael Lopez, and the first offering is swung on, hit in the air to deep right. Going back on it is Walton. It's playable, and Jamar makes a one-hand catch 10 steps from the warning track. Lopez retired. He's now 1 for 4 here tonight. And Luis Hernandez will come to the plate. So Hernandez here this evening went an inning and 2/3, allowing 4 runs, 3 of them earned on 4 hits, walking 1, striking out 2. Luis Hernandez 0 for 2 with a run scored. First pitch on the way, a called strike over the outside edge. He walked back in the 3rd inning as well. Sexton, the right-hander. A high set with 2 outs, the pitch. Swing and a ball slashed foul, left side and out of play. The runner over at first is Domo Romo. He's got an RBI here in the inning, knocking in Vitters. Luis Rodriguez scoring on a pass ball. He started the rally with a walk. A run on 2 hits. Make it 2 runs on 2 hits for Bridgeport. Next offering, fouled back into the screen. As the net ripples behind the plate, and it's 0-2. 8-3 Bridgeport. By the way, Domo Romo was credited with a hit. The official scorekeeper and I were on the same page with that. I think the baseball got lost in the lights with Lewison left. I would have to imagine. Quick lob over to first, and Domo Romo back in safely standing. Next offering is low, kicks off the glove of Martinez and rolls to the warning track. And up to second base goes Domo Romo. We'll see how they score that one. Things unraveling here for Southern Maryland, who, by the way, has made 2 errors here tonight. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sexton sets. The pitch on the way. Inside and low, and that bounces right by Martinez. Bounces off the padded backstop, right back to Adrian. And up to third base on the wild pitch goes Domo Romo. So it scored a pass ball, and then on the next offering, a wild pitch. Another runner 90 feet away here for Bridgeport. As the Bluefish here in this ball game, up 8-3, really on the cusp of breaking this thing open. Sexton with a high set, works quickly, the 2-2. Swung on, bounced weakly to the right side. Charging from first, Snyder. Gloves on the cut of the grass. Underhand flip to first is late, with Sexton covering. Safe at first is Hernandez with an infield single. Scoring from third is Domo Romo, and it's 9-3 Bridgeport. And Jeremy Owens has an argument with Tony DiChiara. That's 12 hits tonight for Bridgeport. Hernandez, his second RBI of the year. Jeremy frustrated here talking with Tony DiChiara. A weak bouncing ball to the right side. Snyder gloving it on the cut of the grass. Sexton getting over properly, but he was just a little bit late. Hernandez coming out of that left-handed batter's box. Three runs in for Bridgeport here in the top of the 8th inning. For the record, by the way, Jeremy Owens is not going to get ejected. He's walking back now to the third base dugout. Stan Clyburn, last year the manager for the Blue Crabs, got ejected 3 times. Frustrations here, though, starting to boil over in 2016 for Southern Maryland, and Jeremy was very frustrated with Tony DiChiara, the first base umpire. Back to the top of the order now. And the 7th man to come to the plate for Bridgeport here in the 8th, Ruben Sosa Jr. The pitch from Sexton. Taken low and outside for ball 1. Sosa with a double and a run scored in the first, and a single and a run scored in the seventh. 2 outs, 9-3. Here in the eighth, Bridgeport with the lead. They've scored 3 runs. The pitch. Swing and a high drive, deep center field. Playable, though, for Brown racing back. Squares up to the plate and makes the catch 3 steps from the warning track. Bridgeport adding 3 more runs on the board. 3 hits, a couple of pass balls, a wild pitch, an error, and a very ugly top of the 8th inning for Southern Maryland. Now down 9-3 as we move on to the last of the 8th. Bridgeport 9, Southern Maryland 3 on the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. Hey, Blue Crabs fans, come out to the ballpark June 14th for Hearing Professionals Silver Sluggers Night. On June 15th against the Bridgeport Bluefish, join us for Coors Light Can Do Wednesday. $3 Coors Light beers from 5:30 to the middle of the 5th inning. For more information, call 301-638-9788 or log on to somdbluecrabs.com.
This is Daryl Thompson, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball on the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
With the rain falling here at Regency Furniture Stadium, Blue Crabs down 9-3, last of the 8th. Fans heading for the exits here, and it might not be because of the rain, but maybe because of the score. 9-3. Blue Crabs are down. Fred Lewis will start things. It'll be 4-5-6. Lewis, Snyder, and Nelson. Fred, left-handed batter against the new pitcher, Eric Neeson. And the first offering misses low and outside for ball 1. Eric is on relief for Jake Thompson. Taylor Thompson before Jake. Mike Antonini started the game tonight. 5+, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, in line for the win. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball into left, shallow. Moving over to his right towards the line is Sosa. Looking into the raindrops, makes the catch.
Next up, number 16.
One out for Michael Snyder, who has been one of the only positives tonight for Southern Maryland. Snyder with a pair of solo home runs to left center field in the second and the fourth, and a single in the sixth. He's 3 for 3. Right-handed batter. The pitch. Downstairs, a fastball, and it's 1-0. Jake Thompson tonight pitched pretty well for Bridgeport out of the bullpen. An inning, allowing 2 hits. Taylor Thompson an inning before that. Here's the pitch. Outside off the corner. Now the rain is slowed down to a light drizzle. 2-0 is the count here to the right-handed hitting Snyder. Neeson with Bridgeport last year. Here's the set and the pitch. Swinging a foul off to the right and out of play. Neeson, the 4th pitcher of the night. Eric acquired by the Bluefish after he was traded from Long Island last year. Made 28 appearances for Bridgeport. By the way, a scoring change. Domo Romo not credited with a hit in the top half of the inning. That was an error on Fred Lewis. His second of the year. Here's a swing and a line drive. Pushed foul out of play into the seats on the right side. So the Blue Crabs tonight with 2 errors committed in the field. 3 runs, 9 hits. Bridgeport 9 runs, 11 hits. 3 runs scored in the top of the 8th. And that's probably all they'll need here tonight. Blue Crabs have left 6 runners on base, 3 of them in scoring position. With an outside target, the 2-2. Swing and a fly ball lifted in the air to medium depth center. Heading back on it, Chavez moves to his right and puts it away. Easy play for the very athletic Andy Chavez. Bryant Nelson with 2 outs and nobody on will try to keep the inning alive. 9-3 Bridgeport. Nelson's 0 for 3 with an RBI here tonight. Rain picks up again, the pitch. Swinging a ball fisted in the air, foul, first base side, twisting into the seats. 0-1 is the count. Mason 6 foot, 185 pounds from Michigan. Pitch on the way, low and outside with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the rain really picking up here. They may have to put the tarp on very soon. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball back to the middle. And that's out of the range of Rodriguez. Into center field for a base hit. 2 out single. 10 hits for Southern Maryland tonight. And Jamar Walton will stand in.
Jamar Walton.
Walton's 1 out of 3 with a single. Here's the set. And now the pitch. Swinging a foul back into the screen. Most have headed for the concourse here to watch the rest of the game because of the rain. 0-1. Walton takes a fastball, darting low and outside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Some have just flat out left. Score where it is, 9-3, Bridgeport. 1-1. Swinging a foul off to the left into the raindrops and out of play. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Southern Maryland was really in this thing going into the 7th inning, but Bridgeport has scored 5 unanswered runs. The 1-2 upstairs. Rain has slowed down just a bit. And I would think that it would be a quick trigger to put on the tarp with tomorrow's game's first one anyway, scheduled for 10:35. 2-2 on the way, a swing and a ground ball right through the hole on the right side out of the range of Rodriguez. That's into right field for a base hit. Nelson stops at second. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs. And now it's Adrian Martinez to hit. Martinez, a right-handed batter. Struggled defensively, though, here tonight, but he is one make it 2 for 3 at the plate. Steps out of the right-handed batter's box. Dan Johnson well off the line at first. And from our vantage point to the left of the cutout, Nelson is the lead runner. He's taking his lead off of second. Walton is lead off of first. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul, sliced out of play to the right. Now the rain, just a nice cool drizzle. You really expected it to rain too here tonight. It was very humid today. It was 85 degrees at the peak this afternoon. Garcia is on deck. Martinez takes a practice cut outside the right-handed batter's box. Eric Neeson, a left-hander. Not a big guy, stands at just 6 foot. Pauses, checks the runner, and pitches. Upstairs, a slider. And it's 1-1. Neeson collected a very impressive 0.93 ERA with 38 strikeouts and 29 innings pitched for Bridgeport last year. The pitch. Swing and a pop foul out of play right side. He was welcomed back with open arms to Bridgeport. Very good reliever out of the bullpen. Bridgeport looking to continue that momentum from Sunday, beating Sugar Land 13-5, winning here tonight over Southern Maryland 9-3. The pitch. Fouled back to the screen. 11 hits apiece for both of these clubs. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Eric Garcia on deck if the inning were to continue. Nelson is lead off of second. Walton is lead off first, both with hits. Here's the pitch. Slider just misses off the plate outside. That didn't miss by much. Good pitch from Neeson. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I guess if you want to think about it, put it this way too, even better eye by Adrian Martinez. Right-handed hitter. Relatively closed stance. Knees bent. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, strike 3 called. Neeson that time with a fastball, and Martinez is down looking. Bridgeport pitching staff with 5 strikeouts overall here tonight. And the Blue Crabs leaving runners on base once again, this time at first and second. We head to the top half of the 9th inning. It is Bridgeport's 9 and Southern Maryland 3 on the Legal ID Shield. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey Blue Crabs fans, this is Austin Gore, Marketing Manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, telling you about the upcoming promotions for June 10th through June 11th. On June 10th, when the Blue Crabs take on the Long Island Ducks, enjoy Salute the Troops, presented by Chick-fil-A of Charles County and the St. Charles Companies. Bring your military ID and receive free admission into the ballpark. On June 11th, SAIC will be presenting Veterans Appreciation Night, including a hat giveaway for the first 1,000 fans and a firework extravaganza presented by SAIC after the conclusion of the 7th inning. On June 12th, the Blue Crabs continue to take on the Long Island Ducks for Little League Day, John Hanson Middle School Spirit Day, and a pregame autograph session, as well as kids playing free in Pinch's Playground and kids post-game run the bases.
Second inning of work coming for Tim Sexton, moving on to the top of the 9th inning. 9-3 Bridgeport, 9 runs, 11 hits. Blue Crabs 3 runs, 11 hits, and they've committed 2 errors here tonight. Top half of the 9th, and a reminder coming up after the ball game. It is our Blue Crabs post-game wrap-up show. First pitch for tomorrow's game, Game 1 of a doubleheader and Game 2 of the series, 10:35 will be on the air right around 10:20 or so. Look forward to that. Of course, we'll have the 7 innings for you in Game 1 and then the 7 innings for you in Game 2. Doubleheader being broadcast tomorrow on the radio side and on the YouTube side as well. Thank you to everybody joining us here tonight. 9-3 Bridgeport. Bluefish with 3 runs scored in the top of the 8th. They've scored 3 straight innings, including 5 unanswered runs.
Number 15, pinch hitting, Jawan.
Bridgeport will have a pinch hitter. It'll be Jawan James. Rain really coming down hard now, and Matthew Berry calling time. He's going to call out the tarp. This will do it. Probably, I would think, for the game as well. All right, so the rain really coming hard. It's kind of with the wind blowing down from left to right. Everybody called off the field. Tarp is coming on, and this will at least delay the ball game for now. So we are in, as of now, a rain delay. We will get back with you here in just a moment. We'll step aside, and we'll come back. We'll talk about some things here pertaining to the ball game, and we'll try to give an update on what is going on. We will not so much stop the broadcast as much as lower the volume. And maybe we'll keep the volume up. We'll see. But we will take a break. We'll come back. We're in a rain delay. Top of the 9th inning. About to begin. Bridgeport a 9-3 lead over the Blue Crabs. This is the Legal ID Shield. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Blue Crabs fans, is your brand, business, or organization looking to increase exposure and gain new and diverse consumers in this Southern Maryland market? Look no further than the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and Regency Furniture Stadium. Our business partners are afforded unparalleled access to our consumer base of fans from attractive and potentially lucrative demographics with disposable income. Call today at 301-374-1133 for more information or to set up a consultation.
This is Scott Main, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Well, just as they pull on the tarp, the rain has almost stopped. It's coming down to a very light drizzle right now. Both teams have remained in their respective dugouts. We're in a rain delay, top of the ninth inning, 9-3 Bridgeport. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Jim Tarabokia on the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. Legal ID Shield continues the mission of providing legal protection to millions of members in 49 states and 4 Canadian provinces. Their network of dedicated lawyers works diligently to keep businesses, individuals, and their families safe. For more information, call Marcellus and Jeanette Boulware at 571-337-3588. That is Marcellus and Jeanette Boulware at 571-337-3588, or log on to LegalShield.com/BoulwareMJ. That is LegalShield.com/BoulwareMJ. Well, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here because the rain has almost literally stopped. Almost literally, the rain has stopped and it's falling down in a light mist at this point. All right, we'll give you a quick recap of this game. 9-3 is our score. The tarp is on. 9-3, 9 runs, 11 hits for Bridgeport, 3 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors committed tonight by the Blue Crabs. Bridgeport got the scoring started early, a 2-run home run in the top of the first inning off the bat of Dan Johnson, a 2-run shot there. And in the bottom of the first, the Blue Crabs getting a run back with Michael Snyder's solo home run over the wall in left center field. In the top of the third inning, Bridgeport added one more run as Luis Hernandez scoring on a wild pitch. Blue Crabs got a run back in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Michael Snyder with a solo home run. Both teams went scoreless in the fifth. Each team exchanged a run in the sixth. And then in the seventh, Bridgeport really started to pull away here in this ball game as Bridgeport in the seventh inning scored 2 runs. Andy Chavez, 2 runs on 3 hits. Andy Chavez with a 2-run double. That was in the seventh inning. And then in the eighth, 3 more runs scored as the rally started with 1 out, a walk to Rodriguez. Vitters with a double. Domo Romo with a single. That scored a run. And then Luis Hernandez with an RBI single as well. So Bridgeport with 3 runs in that top of the eighth. Oh, correction, by the way, Luis Domo Romo, that was not an RBI single for him. That was actually an error on Fred Lewis. Blue Crabs tonight have made 2 errors. All right, we will step aside. We will keep the volume up here. We will be right back. We will not go to break. We will be right back with the conclusion of this ball game. The rain has stopped. It is 9-3 Bridgeport on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Fans, let's give a nice round of applause for our top crew. Now back up to the bat.
9-3 Bridgeport, top of the ninth inning. A short rain delay. I don't have the official time of that rain delay, but I would love to hear what it is. I'll probably get it after the game. I'll let you know on the post-game wrap-up show coming up after the completion of this ball game. So, after that rain delay, we're in the top of the ninth. We play on. Bridgeport 9, Southern Maryland 3. Juwan James will pinch hit for Andy Chavez. It'll be 2-3-4 in the order. James followed by Johnson and Cuevas, the scheduled hitters. Here's the pitch from Sexton. Tim pours in a fastball for a strike over the inside corner. Chavez tonight with 2 hits. A big 2-run double back in the 7th inning. The pitch. Swinging a line drive, wrapped to first, and that's caught by Snyder.
Next up, pinch hitter number 23.
Another pinch hitter coming to the plate. And Jeffrey Castillo will come to the plate. Jeffrey, right-handed batter. Pitch hitting for Dan Johnson, who went 2 for 4 tonight. Here's the pitch. In for a strike, clipping the outside corner. Johnson with a 2-run home run in the first and a single in the third. So good night for Dan Johnson. Now it's Jeffrey Castillo listed as a catcher on the roster. The 0-1. Outside with a fastball. 11 hits apiece for both of these teams. Rain is completely stopped. Outfielders are straight away. Lewis is deep and left about 10 feet from the warning track. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good. Slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sexton in his first outing. Oh, it was one to forget for Tim. Went a third of an inning against Lancaster over the weekend. He gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. Sexton sets the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, low and away. The defense for the Blue Crabs remains the same. A couple of pinch hitters coming to the plate for Bridgeport in the top of the 9th inning. For Southern Maryland in the bottom of the frame, it'll be 9-1-2, Garcia, Brown, and Lombardozzi. Sexton with a high set. The 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. And a high fastball. And down chasing goes Castillo. 6 strikeouts tonight for Southern Maryland pitching. And another pinch hitter coming to the plate, Carlos Sosa. So that's why I said in the beginning of the inning, the scheduled hitters, because sometimes you get the pinch hitters coming to the plate. We'll have a slew of defensive changes. Well, actually 2 defensive changes in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball to left. Lewis jogs back a couple of steps, has it lined up, and he makes the catch, and that retires the side. Bottom half of the ninth coming up for the Blue Crabs. They will have 9-1-2, Garcia, Brown, and Lombardozzi coming to the plate to try to keep the game alive. 9-3 Bridgeport, bottom of the ninth on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Since 2013, over 1 billion records have been compromised right here in our great nation. ID Shield's comprehensive identity protection service monitors for all signs of criminal activity and gives you all the resources you need to keep your identity secure from fraud. For just $9.95 per month, ID Shield provides unlimited consultation, complete monitoring, and a $5 million service guarantee. For more information, contact Marcellus and Jeanette Boware at 571-337-3588 or log on to www.legalshieldassociate.com/BowareMJ.
This is Scott Snodgrass, and you're listening to the Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Last chance coming up for Southern Maryland, bottom of the ninth inning. 9-3 is our score. Bridgeport with the lead, and the new pitcher is Scott Schumann. Schumann is on in relief for Neeson. A couple of defensive changes here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. Juan James takes over in center. And Jeffrey Castillo is now the new first baseman. That is it for the changes. Scott Schumann, the other change. He is on the mound. Fifth pitcher of the night for Bridgeport. Neeson before him. Thompson, Jake and Taylor, both right-handers, and both going an inning. Matt Antonini, make it Mike Antonini, is in line for the win. 5+ innings, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Eric Garcia will bat, bottom of the ninth. 9-1-2, Garcia, Brown, and Lombardozzi.
From the Bluefish, number 25, right-handed pitcher, Scott Schumann.
Bluefish looking to continue that momentum from their 13-5 win on Sunday against Sugar Land. They're looking to win their second game of the year. Eric Garcia will start things. Garcia, left-handed hitter. Schumann pausing. Here's the pitch to Garcia. Fastball darts low and outside. Game 1 of a doubleheader tomorrow, 10:35. First pitch will be on the air with you at around 10:20. Bridgeport has not yet announced a starter. Daryl Thompson will start for Southern Maryland's. The 1-0. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. Bridgeport has not announced a starter for Game 2. Both ball games, by the way, tomorrow, as custom. 7 innings long. Brian Burris, the left-hander, will start for the Blue Crabs in game number 2. Hope you join us then. Early morning start tomorrow. Get your coffee and listen to some baseball. 1-1. Outside. Kicks off the glove of Lopez. 2 balls and 1 strike. 11 hits apiece for both these teams tonight. 9 runs for Bridgeport, 3 for the Blue Crabs. Outfielders deep all the way around. Garcia 1 for 3 with a single. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, a fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Blue Crabs with a run in the second, a run in the fourth, both on Michael Snyder's solo home runs. Then they scored a run in the 6th, but since then, Bridgeport 5 unanswered runs, and they pulled away. The pitch. In for a strike, 3-2. Light, very light mist here at the ballpark, still falling. Schumann sets, kicks and delivers. Outside and high, that's ball 4. Garcia works his way on via the walk. Leadoff man on for Gary Brown. Brown's 0 for 4. And a reminder, of course, the post-game wrap-up show coming up next. The pitch on the way. In tight with a fastball, 1-0. $1,944 fans here tonight. Most have left. The rain and the score, I would say, kind of pushed them away. The 1-0. In for a strike with a slider over the outside corner. Sean Garceau got the start in line for the loss tonight, 5 2/3 for the Blue Crabs. 4 runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Antonini in line for the win, 5+ innings, 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts. Garcia the lead off of first. The pitch. In for a strike as Brown looks at a fastball thinking it was low. And it's 1-2. The first baseman, Castillo, is not holding on Garcia, the runner, at first. I mean, Eric doesn't really mean anything right now. His team down 9-3 here in the bottom of the 9th. Schumann pausing, letter high. 1-2 on the way. Swung on, fisted foul back to the screen. I think if you look at the Blue Crabs up to this point, things have not gone well. But they were here on their off day on Sunday. They were working out. They were hitting in the cage. They had a light practice yesterday. Jeremy Owens saying the practice went really well to people in the front office earlier. This Blue Crabs team is fighting for their manager, and they're playing very hard. 1-2. Downstairs. I just don't think it's clicking right now. And again, it's good when you're playing hard. That's all well and good, but if you're not winning games and you're not executing, whether it be offensively or on the mound, at certain points that are very important points in the game, you're not going to win many ball games. So with the good of playing hard comes the bad of also losing. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Brown as a fastball blown right by his bat by Schumann. That fastball exploded at the right hand of Scott Schumann. 6 strikeouts tonight for Bridgeport pitching. 1 out for Steve Lombardozzi. Steve with 2 hits and a run scored. He's 2 for 3. He also walked back in the 7th. 9-3 Bridgeport. We're in the last of the 9th. Switch inning, Lombardozzi batting left. Schumann looks over his left shoulder at the runner Garcia. Now pauses at the chest. Garcia breaks for second. The pitch. A called strike over the outside corner. No throw from Lopez. Garcia got an early jump off the bag. I think that'll be a stolen base, maybe a defensive indifference. That's up to the official score. I'm not going to mark him down yet for a stolen base until I hear anything. But he broke about a second before Schumann delivered home. Now an 0-1. In for a strike at the knees. There's a fastball, nothing in 2. Zach Wilson is on deck, 9-3 Bridgeport. We're in the bottom half of the 9th inning. The temperature is supposed to drop, and it's supposed to be only about 60 degrees tomorrow. That'd be very nice because today it was very hot, 85 degrees. The 0-2. Swinging a soft liner over the head of the leaping Vitters and into left field for a hit. Sosa backhanding it, straddling the line. Stopping at third is Garcia. Big turnaround first by Lombardozzi, who heads back to the bag, and he settles for his 3rd single of the night. Vitters leaping up, reaching out, stretching the left arm, but that sailed right over his brown glove. And Lombardozzi tonight is 3 for 4. Blue Crabs 12 hits, 1st and 3rd. Here's Zach Wilson. Wilson with a walk. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Schumann sets, chest high. The pitch. In for a strike with a fastball outside corner. By the way, speaking of the rain, the organization of the Blue Crabs actually dodged a huge bullet here tonight. There was this big storm expected at around 6:15. That passed. And all we had tonight was a 10-minute rain delay, if that. I mean, it was about 5 minutes maybe. I don't have the exact time. Here's a quick throw to first. And Lombardozzi dives back in headfirst safely. 1 out, 9-3 Bridgeport, bottom half of the 9th inning. Zach Wilson, a right-handed batter, walked back in the 6th inning. Blue Crabs tonight, 8 runners left on base, 4 of them in scoring position. Not good for a team that is struggling mightily offensively. The 0-1 in the dirt, blocked by Lopez, scooping it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Southern Maryland left at the time the tying run, at third base in the 2nd inning, and then again in the 6th inning. And from there, they left 2 runners on in the 7th and in the 8th, and 2 runners also in scoring position combined. Next offering, a wave and a miss at a change. Wilson out in front, it's 1-2. Zach has taken some good swings here in the early going, and then at other times here this season, he's looked very confused at the plate. Here's the set position by Schumann at the chest. 1st and 3rd. The 1-2. Swinging a foul off to the right, and that's out of play. It's that old saying in baseball. I don't know the exact saying, but I guess it's that old cliche. There's always tomorrow in baseball, and tomorrow's another day. And that's the great thing about this game, that tomorrow will come and there will be a game played. In fact, in this case, there'll be 2 games played tomorrow. Blue Crabs have to have a short memory of this one here tonight. The 1-2 in the dirt, blocked by Lopez, moving to his left using the chest protector. Runners hold at 1st and 3rd, and the count levels to 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think the Blue Crabs had a chance to tie this game and take the lead. They have never led in this game, but they kind of let it slip away. They last scored in the 6th. Bridgeport scored 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and they lead at 9-3. Blue Crabs, though, have out-hit Bridgeport, but they've been outscored in the runs column. The 2-2. Swing and a ball fisted foul in the air, right side, and sliced out of play. So it's 2-2 with 1 out. On deck is Fred Lewis. Schumann sets. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup in the dirt. Lopez the block. Down goes Wilson for the 2nd time here tonight. He's 0 for 4, and it's up to Fred Lewis to try to keep this game alive. 7 strikeouts for Bridgeport pitching, meanwhile. Lewis is 0 for 4. Struck out looking in the 2nd. Grounded out in the 4th. Popped out to the shortstop in the 6th. And flew out to right field in the 8th. Outfielders shade towards right center. Bridgeport looking to win their 2nd game of the year. Both teams 1-3 coming in. A quick 3-game series in 2 days here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Schumann, the right-hander, sets with runners at 1st and 3rd and 2 outs. Runner breaks for 2nd. The pitch, a called strike, should be a defensive indifference. No throw from Lopez. And it's 0-1 as Lombardozzi takes 2nd. Steve already with a stolen base here tonight, by the way. 0-1 with 2 outs. Here's the set position. Schumann kicks and fires. Check swing, flared back to the screen. And it's 0-2. Schumann 6'3", 220 pounds. From Valdosta, Georgia. In his 2nd season with Bridgeport. 0-2. Blue Crabs down to their final strike here tonight. 2nd and 3rd. 2 outs, 9-3 Bridgeport, bottom of the 9th. Lewis stepping out of the left-handed batter's box. Takes his time climbing back in. Wind has died down to nearly nothing. Schumann sets. The 2-strike pitch. Swing and a line drive, sliced foul up the left field side and into the crowd. Both Rodriguez and Castillo on the right side of the infield, very deep. Fitters just behind the bag at third. The shortstop Hernandez deep, playing on the back edge of the dirt. Outfielders relatively deep all the way around. Lewis staying alive as Schumann tries to get on the same page with Rafael Lopez, his catcher. Rafael, by the way, has had a very good game defensively here tonight. I can think of a couple of blocks that he's made that have held runners at check. The 0-2. Strike three called over the inside corner, and the ball game is over. The Bridgeport Bluefish winning by the final tonight of 9-3, winning their second game of the year. So Lewis down on strikes to end the ball game. 8 strikeouts tonight for Bridgeport pitching. All 3 outs in that 9th inning recorded via the strikeout by Scott Schumann. Coming up next is the Blue Crabs postgame wrap-up show. We will wrap things up for you here, and we'll get you set for tomorrow's games, I should say. Bridgeport and Southern Maryland, Game 1 tomorrow at 10:35, and then Game 2 approximately 30 minutes at the completion of Game number 1. So first game 10:35, and then the second game 30 minutes after Game 1. And both games will be 7 innings long. So we will step aside. Post-game wrap-up show coming up next. Bridgeport a winner tonight by the final of 9-3 on the Legal ID Shield Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
Hey, Blue Crabs fans, it's Austin Gore, marketing manager of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, here to tell you about some upcoming promotions. On June 26th, your Blue Crabs will take on the York Revolution for Chick-fil-A Backfin Buddies Day, a post-game movie, pre-game autograph session, and kids play free in Pinch's Playground, and post-game kids run the bases. On June 27th, we take on the Sugarland Skiers for Bark in the Park, presented by Perfect Pet Resort, as well as Dance Competition Night and Dollar Hot Dog Night. And on June 28th, it's Hearing Professionals Silver Slugger Night number 5, as well as the Pitch on to Books Drive for Thankful Tuesdays and Free Popcorn Tuesdays presented by RC Theaters Lexington Exchange. For more information, call 301-638-9788 or visit www.somdbluecrabs.com.
Welcome back to Regency Furniture Stadium. This is the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs postgame wrap-up show. I'm Jim Taraboki. Our final score here tonight, the Bridgeport Bluefish to beat the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs by the final of 9-3. For the Bluefish, 9 runs, 11 hits, 4 runners left on base, one of them in scoring position. Blue Crabs, 3 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors. And they left 10 runners on base, including 2 runners in scoring position in the bottom of the 9th inning. 6 runners left in scoring position in total here this evening. 3:03, the time of the ball game. 1,944 baseball fans here tonight. Make it Mike Antonini picked up the win here tonight. 5+ innings, 2 runs, 6 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts in 21 batters faced. Sean Garceau suffered the loss, 5 2/3, 4 runs, 6 hits for Southern Maryland. 4 of those runs were, I should say, 3 of those runs were unearned. Earned, excuse me. 3 of those runs were earned. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 23 batters faced. 5 2/3, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 6 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Gabby Hernandez, Tim Sexton out of the bullpen for Southern Maryland tonight. Taylor Thompson, Jake Thompson, Eric Neeson, Scott Schumann out of the bullpen on the other side for Bridgeport. Bluefish got off to an early lead, 2-0 on Dan Johnson's 2-run home run in the top of the first. Blue Crabs came back with Michael Snyder solo home run in the bottom of the first. In the top of the 3rd inning, Luis Hernandez scored on a wild pitch. That made it 3-1. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Blue Crabs with another run on the home run by Michael Snyder, another solo shot. And then both teams held scoreless in the fifth inning. In the sixth, each team exchanging a run, and Bridgeport pulling away 2 runs in the seventh on an Andy Chavez 2-run home run. And then they scored 2 more, make it 3 more runs in the eighth inning. And that made the game 9-3. Blue Crabs held scoreless the rest of the way. And again, they left 6 runners in scoring position here tonight. So for Bridgeport, again, they had 11 hits this evening, highlighted by Sosa's 2-for-5 night with 2 runs scored at the top of the order, doing exactly what you're supposed to do as a leadoff hitter. Luisan Rodriguez with an RBI tonight. Vitters went 2-for-4 with a run scored. And at the bottom of the order, Hernandez 1-for-3, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Over on the other side for Southern Maryland, Lombardozzi 3-for-4 with a run scored. Snyder went 3-for-4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored here tonight. Of course, the 2 of the 3 hits were solo shots. An RBI by Bryant Nelson. Walton 2-for-4. Martinez 2-for-4. Eric Garcia went 1-for-3 tonight. So the bottom of the order coming through with some hits, but again, the Blue Crabs not hitting in timely fashion here this evening. All right, so we will take a break, and when we come back, we will wrap things up here on the post-game wrap-up show. Blue Crabs falling tonight by the final of 9-3 to Bridgeport. This is the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network.
ID Shield is the best way to protect your identity. If you become a victim of identity theft, ID Shield spends up to $5 million to do everything that it can to restore your identity. ID Shield is dedicated to your safety. Their identity specialists are focused on protecting you. They provide you with the services that walk you through all the steps to protect yourself. ID Shield monitors all of your personal information from Social Security numbers, credit cards, and bank accounts. ID Shield monitors everything from your passport, email, phone numbers, driver's license information, and much more. ID Shield is the only company that is partnered with Kroll, the worldwide leader in theft investigative services. ID Shield partner with Kroll protects the identities of more than 1 million people in 50 states and 4 Canadian provinces. For more information, call 571-337-3588 or log on to www.legalshieldassociate.com/BowareMJ.
This is Jeremy Owens, manager of the Blue Crabs. Thanks for listening to Blue Crab Baseball. Now back to the game.
Our final tonight, Bridgeport 9, Southern Maryland 3. Fans would like to tell you ID Shield provides security monitoring and complete restoration of your valuable information, protecting what is valuable to you. They monitor your credit, social security number, and also track your credid score. For more information, log on to LegalShieldAssociate.com/BowerMJ or contact Marcellus and Jeanette Bower at 571-337-3588. All right, good job by everybody involved here tonight. Good job by the front office getting that tarp on and giving us the chance to complete tonight's ball game. Good job by everybody involved. 9-3 is our final. Bridgeport is a winner here tonight, beating the Blue Crabs in Game 1 of this 3-game series. Join us tomorrow. First pitch, 10:35. We'll be on the air with you at around 10:20. Bridgeport is yet to announce a starter for both games tomorrow. Darrell Thompson will start Game 1, Brian Burris Game 2. Both ball games will be 7 innings long. This has been a presentation of the Legal ID Shield, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network. For more information, log on to allinbroadcasting.com, somdbluecrabs.com for audio highlights and post-game interviews, and youtube.com Southern Maryland Blue Crabs page for full-game broadcasts, post-game interviews, video highlights, and much more. Jim Tarabokia, good night from Regency Furniture Stadium. You've been listening to Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball Network, presented by Legal ID Shield.
listening to Southern Maryland Blue Crabs Baseball on the Blue Crabs Baseball Network, presented by Legal ID Shield.